Peggy 12.
Come on, crank that beat! Go, party people! Everybody still cooking? Oh yeah, now you got it! Okay, USA! Now, let's go! Never give up, never give up. Italy. Come here. France. Oh, yeah.
He was obsessed, you see, with finding an appropriate vessel for this power.
Showtime, baby.
Prepare. Fight with all your heart.
An honor, to be sure.
Where are you going?
Oh, wait. It's over.
Let us begin. No. One more. What? Defender. That's not.
You cretin! Meaningless effort!
Habitude.
Street Fighter 6.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sets here on a Tuesday night, the Tuesday show where we pit amazing players into the ring for the first to 10, and we have banter with the pre-match interview and the post-match interview on both sides. You can only find it here exclusively on twitch.tv/CatConFighters. I'm going to be your host once again for another episode in the new year 2023 Jammers, and alongside me, I cannot talk about them just yet. What I do have to talk about is this lovely image next to me. Now, we haven't done this for a little while, ladies and gentlemen. Every so often, we throw in a little competition, we give you some prize, as long as you can predict the correct score for that episode's exhibition. Well, we're doing it again tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Today, you can win something that I do not own, and I want to own one of these as well. You can win an MGX Pro controller for your phone. It says it plays on Android, it plays on mobile. There are actually 2 of these to give away. Right? And what you have to do is you have to follow CatConFighters. You have to tweet the winning score with the prediction of CatConFighters. So, for example, it's going to be Joe versus Ramsey. We're going to talk about the fight card later. We go, I think X player is going to beat the other player 10-6. Whoever guesses the score correctly or is closest to the actual scoreline will be winning. But there's going to be 2 people we're going to be giving it away to, because if the camera pans right back on me, there actually is a second one. We spoke about 1. But there actually is 2. Now, CatConFighters did do a tweet talking about this, about you can follow the rules properly and read the terms and conditions to that. You have until the actual first to 10 begins. So you can do it now. You have plenty of time until the exhibition starts. If I see anyone saying, wait, is there still time for the competition while it's 5-4 in between, I'm just going to invalidate your, I'm going to invalidate your answer, even if it's right, because you showed up late. I don't like latecomers. But yes, there's one in my hand, it's not mine, and there's another one here. There's a competition, I will remind you before the set actually starts as well. There's still time, so hey, head on over to CatConFighters and tweet your predictions over for tonight's exhibition. But yes, do you know who also is involved in this competition? My 2 hosts. They're going to be joining me right now. They haven't got any of these, only I got them because I'm in the studio. But they are here, there they are. One of them looks unimpressed, but he's here with us tonight. Veggie, CPT finalist, and Ovaha. I'll tell you what, a little story, guys. So we were setting up their cameras, and both of them were looking at their muscles in the camera. I'm not that kind of guy, but they are. So, Veggie, how you doing today? How you doing?
I mean, I'm doing pretty good because, you know, you already spoiled it. I was checking out the guns earlier and they were looking good. Decent at least. I mean, they're not as good as Ovaha's. What can I say? Because Ovaha's got that perfect, pristine condition as well. But I mean, mine are not too bad, so I'm kind of happy. But I also wanted to shout out Jammers for his 4th place on the Salt Mine League Season 15. Which is the season which has a lot of the best players from Europe.
We're gonna show that image later.
Yeah. Oh,
Good.
okay. I didn't know. I just like to share the love. So I thought that was really sick, and I want to
talk about that because
stuff. Very nice.
We will.
Very nice.
Well, he wants to talk about something else regarding that, but I want to bring up something regarding that as well because it was a pretty interesting tournament we had over the weekend. But Ovaha, talk to me. How are you doing? How are you?
Doing good as Metal Man. Just been enjoying this Street Fighter content lately. There was the Salt Mine, finals. I was enjoying watching that. I was watching your performance very closely as well, taking notes, because I want to be as good of a player as you, Jammers. One day.
Pick another character. That's what you gotta do.
Maybe.
That's what you gotta do. Maybe you can do it, Alex. Maybe you can do it, Barrow. I don't know. Listen. I just played Poison. I actually wanted to play Seth that day, but I couldn't because of the way the bracket was.
I'm really glad you didn't.
Why? You didn't want me to play Seth?
I wanted you to do well, so I'm glad you played Poison.
How'd you know my Seth don't do well? See, that's rude.
No, your
faith.
Seth's could do well, but your Poison will do better.
Theoretically.
How'd you know
Theoretically.
that? I don't know.
Because it's just like Poison is... It's just you. You know Poison.
Yeah.
You do like 4 stand heavy cancels and respect it for it. They don't try to do anything. They're just like, ah! That is a sign of a character master. I watched that like...
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
holding that whip.
But I was kind of nervous though when you were playing against the Ken player, Sualihu, because you were down the game and I was like, it doesn't matter what the matchup is when you get EXDP'd, but you kept on pressing and it paid off in the end.
Well, look, we'll talk about that.
dramatic.
We'll talk about that when we get the image up on screen. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, you saw it announced yesterday after FSL EU, but we are here first. Before that, I've got to give you the run of show because we had to dial things a little bit back because we had to change the time to accommodate our players tonight. But yes, we started things an hour later than normal. Special occasion, but it is our Street Fighter news. We're just going over things that happened over the weekend, as well as recapping all the high-level stuff, as well as any other news related regarding the Street Fighter universe as well. And of course, in a couple of minutes, in about 7 maybe to 9-10 minutes or so, we will get the players in. They are waiting in the green room. We're gonna have a lovely chat with them about their characters. Some of them use low tier, other them used to use Akuma. I'm gonna get as much information as I can out of them in this pre-match interview. And then after that, we will have the first to 10 exhibition. Like I said, there's a competition happening right now. Head on over to Catcon Fighters, find the respective tweet regarding the competition and put in your predicted score. Anything after the set starts, I'm just gonna invalidate, and I'm just gonna find out that you just don't read or listen. So yeah, and you probably play Zangief as well at the same time. So
No, wait.
Wow.
If you play
Zangief,
if you play Zangief, you are a PhD connoisseur.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
even a thing. I mean,
What?
like, if you play Geef, you gotta have like 2
wait,
PhDs.
hold on.
cultured.
You have a PhD in losing, is that right?
No, you have a PhD in tryharding.
Yeah, tryharding some nuclear physics or something like that,
Wow.
and you're also like an upstanding citizen. You
Wow.
pay your bills and
Okay.
you support your local community.
Okay.
I think the only people that could win anything at all with Zangief
Okay.
are like physicists with a doctor's degree,
Okay.
something
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
So yeah, so I think that was a really bad.
Do you know what? I will give you
Abigail. I would have given you Abigail. You could have done Abigail.
Before, because we got to move on swiftly. I will give you and Zero Nation the greatest content idea you will ever have on your channel. What kind of degree do you have attached to your character? That's what you do. You go Poison players, what degree do they have? None. Zangief players, you can go, yeah, they got a physics degree or something. Whatever. You can go, oh, who's got the engineering degree? Maybe a guild player has an engineering degree. I
That's
don't know.
actually amazing.
Anyway, we got to show you tonight's fight card. We announced it, but we're going to announce it today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us for tonight's episode. We have got Ramsey from the Midwest going up against Joe Umerogan from Canada. Now, I've wanted Joe on this show for a little while. We finally got him on. I love this picture. I'm going to ask him a very funny question regarding this picture he sent us. But Ramsey, I want to give a special shout out to Ramsey because I did tell Ramsey this before. Ramsey caught my eye in the past 2 months. And I didn't really know about him until I saw him in the World Warrior program. This guy was making waves with certain characters. I'm going to ask about his characters, and I said, I have to find out who this guy is, and we need to get him on. And yes, we have got him here. So if you are a fan of Ramsey, a supporter of Ramsey, please, please, please let me see it in the chat and support, because this guy is fantastic with his Gil.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gil versus Luke, we might see that. The matchup might change. But Veggie, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, I just love having like the most overrated character in the game and the most underrated character in the game on the same episode, because I think that will
You think Gil's the most underrated character in the game?
at
Well,
least
like
shout that one right.
bottom 3 or something.
I think he's very, very under. I don't think he's good, but I mean, you got to work when you play against him. It's like you're gonna see that. I'm sure you will see that today. You will have.
Yeah, I think so too.
The second best character in the game against one of the worst characters in the game, which I wouldn't say he's not one of the worst characters in the game. I give you that, but I still think he's underrated.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the sense that you can burn up quickly when
yeah, you can burn or freeze.
pyrokinesis comes.
That's what
Yeah,
the
yeah.
retribution
Burn
is all
or
about.
freeze.
Yeah, you can do
Yes.
whatever. But
baby.
Ovar, what about you? You gonna echo that? Or you got something else you want to add on to?
I agree, and when I said bottom 3, I think I said bottom 3 in the way that he's one of the most, least appreciated characters in the game, like most underrated. So he's like top 3 most underrated characters.
Okay.
In my opinion, anyway. But I also wanted to say, like, just in general, like you said that you weren't really familiar with Ramsey before the World Warrior. So
Yeah.
even like whatever you think about the World Warrior and how you think about it, like as a part of the Capcom Pro Tour and such, you can't deny the fact that it has been a fantastic platform for us to witness players that we might not otherwise see and notice, and therefore not get that sweet action for a specific character, or just, in general, being a really good player.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more.
We're getting some really good information from Brian F in chat though. Ramsey used to be the GIF player called Random High Fives. High five. And he
High
got
five.
7th at First Attack 2017, but he didn't play in the top 8 because he had to leave to get his flight. So he could have actually, I mean, who knows? Maybe he could have won. That might have been his tournament. We will
Shouts,
never know. We will never know until time resets and he orders
Wow.
a plane the day after.
Shouts to Brian F for that information there, of course, because that is within his region. But shouts to Brian. Hope he's doing well. But yes, of course, we're going to know more about Ramsey in a couple of minutes or so. But yeah, let's forget. These guys did mention it before because they're just lovable dudes and they like to spoil surprises. Never invite them to your wedding because they're going to take your speech before you can even make the speech. But anyway, we do have a Salt Mine League photo to show you guys because this happened over the weekend. So this was not a World Warrior event. This was a regular Salt Mine League season. It's actually had to put a close to the season 15 finals, or the league as a whole. And we got to congratulate 4 Phils for doing the business because he is CPT qualified. He's a finalist and he's putting that work and making sure he stays sharp. And of course, we got to shout out Rickerman's Barnett because he's in the worst position to be right now. And it's good. No, it sounds wrong, but it's the best way to describe it because he lost to Phenom on the online premiere to qualify for the cup, and he lost to Veggie to qualify for the cup as well. And he's going to the LCQ, and he found himself finding second place again. And I think he's ran into the same problem 3 times. It's a mental stamina issue at the end, especially who's going up against. So I'm hoping when he does go to the LCQ, he can do some damage because I don't want anyone sleeping on this dude. Seriously, one of the best Manat players, if not the best Manat player in the world. How he's optimized some of these matchups, especially in Europe, has been fantastic to see. So really, really good stuff to Rickerman. Hope he can push it over the cuff and then really cause some damage at the LCQ. We got to shout out Ending Walker as well. A lot of people thought Ending Walker was going to win this, but I'm not sure if Ending Walker was going to, if he's trying new things or he's holding things back for the actual tournament that he wants to really focus on there. But no, it was a stacked bracket. There was 3 CPT finalists there. Someone going to the LCQ. There was a weird commentator in that bracket, and
Who eliminated a CPT qualified player early on in the bracket.
Do you know how? Do you know
Not
how,
weird at all.
do you know how
Actually
annoying it
sick.
was?
Didn't the commentator eliminate a CPT qualified player?
Maybe he did. I don't know. Poison did.
Really makes you think.
No, I don't like that. See, everyone. No. See, everyone needs their character.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
why you don't see any Zangiefs winning, because you need your character to be strong. So you can never see, oh, that's Poison, that's Loop, that's Ed. Yeah, that's true.
Nah,
but
man.
that's just how it is.
I'm
You
carrying-
it's like you
I'm carrying
can't
my
go in a
character.
CS match and then only play with like starting. You need
Jammers.
to buy the
carrying my
good stuff.
character.
Jammers, if you haven't made any New Year's promises, I would like you to make one. Don't discredit yourself so hard.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because you got like,
Because you got that. Yeah.
Fourth place is godlike. I don't think so.
bro, it's like 4th place in the tournament of Europeans. There's very few people who don't enter.
You act like I don't watch these guys for a living.
Yeah, but you still that doesn't matter. Like you can watch as much as you want, still have to play. I think you could have even like any Walker you lost 3-1, but it could have been 2-2 and who knows. So
Well, no, I said that to you, right? Because obviously
Yeah.
every game against Ending Walker went to the last game, last round.
exactly.
So, then I just got hit with flickers, and I was just like, yeah, I'm
So-
tired.
but it's like
I was just
yeah.
tired.
I really like that thing that it's character, player, character. Because you have, unless you're playing in a region where everyone is just way weaker than you, you need to have the best tools available.
Hey,
you compliment, man.
I don't know. There's a voice of reason in my ear. He needs to be doing some work, but apparently he's bored, so he tried to jump on the mic. So go away, voice of reason.
I
don't need you
think
in my
I'm
ear
just
right
gonna finish it like this: 4th place in Europeans season final for the European League.
At this
basically.
point in
There's
the
some
game.
players
At
that
this
don't
point in the
enter,
game.
Yeah, but most players in the region entered this tournament series. So very
yeah.
many at least. A lot of people do.
Big true.
So I think it's a huge thing.
now. That's a big facts. Right.
Big facts.
I'll tell you
Big,
what
true,
else.
and
that,
real.
I'll tell you what else that Europe is involved in. Street Fighter League. Our regular season is done, and that's the playoff. However, 2 teams were cut off. They didn't make the playoffs. But apparently, Capcom Fighters, they did something so kind for them. What we are going to do is make sure that you guys are following Capcom Fighters, the usual stuff on the YouTube channel and the Twitch channel on right now, twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. You can catch the archives as well as the individual matches. Now, like we said, 2 teams have been cut off. That was Team Reason and Team Wild Blast. But thank you to Webby, the other production team. They actually put a compilation of all Wild Blast's matches together. So yes, it's no secret there was something wrong in the team. The engine revved a little bit too late. Maybe it was that Jimmy Magic. Maybe it was something else. But these guys, they are phenomenal players in their own right. But this is, if you're a soccer fan or a football fan, this was kind of the Real Madrid problem many years ago, where you put 11 individuals on one team. And there was no real cohesion. That was from the outside looking in. These guys, they picked up points, they got individual results. And I said this at the start, SFL is a team-based thing. Veggie will tell you this as well, right off the jump. Communication over your individual skill is so key. It is so key in these things. Because we have fantastic players in Europe, you see them there. But if you're not communicating and have a strategy that works around the team format, it won't really work out. But hey, like I said, these players are fantastic. They had to put the reel together. Much love to Webedia for putting this together. But yeah, Beggy, what was your, if you can just quickly summarize, what was your overall opinion of Wildblood?
I think that before the season started, I was really worried about that team because they have 4 really sick players, and I think they're amazing players. And so, as we're going in, it's like there are no weak teams here. But I think kind of the other teams got a little bit lucky that they didn't have like that synergy with each other, because that maybe that's why they couldn't perform as well. But I think individually, all of these players are like could easily be on a team that was qualified in finals. Like you saw Momi's matches, they were amazing. You saw Takamura came back at the end. Vega Patch came back towards the end, and Jimmy got to show that he also got that, what did you call it, the Jimmy Magic?
So that wasn't even me. He said that. He said Jimmy's got this thing called Jimmy Magic. So I just took him up with it.
I think it's hard to say. Sometimes it's just like maybe not everyone like plays well with everyone. It's just
some players don't work you might think it does on the surface, but like actually like working together in sync, or maybe in this kind of format, it might not work out. People will clash. You see it in the work environment, you see it in real life environment.
It happens,
as well.
but amazing players on that team.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
But
Also-
I want to hear your opinion, because you weren't actually there. You were watching this. So I want to hear kind of a more objective opinion.
Well, I was gonna give you that because I can't give you anything else. But I wanted to say that as a spectator, like you said, it's kind of like an all-star team. So there's like 4 really good individual players. So it was always like a treat to watch them play because for me as a spectator, the score doesn't matter. Like obviously, and for the general viewer as well, they just want the most amount of bang for their buck, so to speak.
Yeah.
So like that definitely was delivered, and I like all the players, and like Biggie has talked about in like Street Fighter League as well, like the team cohesion and the synergy like really matters, and you can see that from like when 00 Nation team has played, for example, they really focus on the team effort and the team synergistics. So I think that's an interesting aspect to the whole thing, and like it's an individual game. Like you play this as a solo player, but when you go into an environment where you need to work with a team, you need to swap ideas, and you need to talk about strategy. Some people just can't adapt to that as fast as some others. Like some people are more cooperative than others, for example, and some people are just way more individualistic.
Yeah, you know, I couldn't have said it better myself. Some things and some people work better in these situations, and it's like not for everyone in those things.
It's about
like,
social skills as well. Like,
listen, not everyone has those, and I think that's just a life thing. Not everyone has those,
for sure.
and not everyone's willing to cooperate either.
And it's
even
not
if
like
they don't directly tell you.
I would say that it's a different stress and anxiety to play, or nervousness to play in team format.
Yeah, Phenom had to clean up your mess.
I mean, Phenom is the greatest of all time. I cannot believe that.
He's one of the best. He proved it.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
He's the greatest of all time. And it's like, he's the way he keeps his composure when he has to do the extra work and all that stuff. Nah, that player is just, he's just not even on a different level. He's on another planet. That's what I'm gonna say about him.
Anyone can probably relate to the fact that when you go to a tournament and you just enter by yourself, you really might not necessarily have the most amount of expectations about your performance, but you go there, you do your best, you don't feel too bad about it, even if you go 0-2 or something like that. It depends on the person.
That's
but
true.
When you're in this kind of an environment where you have the best players of the region and you have your team, you gotta pull your weight, so to speak.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So like that's way more stressful because you feel like you're letting people down.
Oh yeah, look, we can talk about this team psychology, team talk, whatever, but of course, like
it's really interesting.
That's
it's
a
really
separate
interesting
matter entirely. But yes, I think it's just about time because I know the guys are waiting. I want to bring in our guests for tonight, Joe Umerogan and Ramsey. If they are watching, if we can get them to unmute their mics, so I cannot wait to ask these guys and talk to them because they've definitely got some things to say and I've got some things to answer. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to roll into the pre-match interview phase with our guests tonight. So let me find out. Ramsey, Joe, can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Yep.
Hey,
Okay.
all right, gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us tonight. Obviously, I want to give early congratulations to Joe for qualifying for the CPT finals. I was watching your match in the regional final. I've got to say, held it down, did the work. I like it. I like it there. Now, Ramsey, I did say this to you before, but I've got to obviously give a special shout out to you because you have definitely caught my eye with your gameplay in the last 2 months or so. So I'm thoroughly impressed, especially with your array of characters. That you have. They're very, in my eyes, they're questionable, but they seem to be working for you. But we will get to that at one point. But I like to always do my typical introductory question, finding out where your names originate from. I'll start with Joe. I have a very good idea where it comes from, but I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Where does Joe Umerogan come from?
Well, a lot of people actually don't know this, but my first name, my real name, is Thunder.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, Joe, no cap. It's Thunder.
It's a native name. Like, I'm native Canadian. So my real first name was Thunder, and for the longest time my tag was Thunder. Until everyone switched to PC for Street Fighter 5.
Okay.
Everyone had a new account, so then I was working this blue collar job, and every day for lunch I would watch Joe Rogan just on my phone. So I was really into Joe Rogan. So when I made a new account, I just made this joke named Joe Umerogan, and then all of a sudden everyone I played laughed at it and stuff, and everyone kept on calling me Joe. So kind of just wasn't my choice.
Okay, now please
my name's just Joe.
Please tell me this. You didn't fuse Umehara with Rogan, did you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
It's Joe Rogan and Dago Umehara.
Oh my word! You're
It's just
another one. You're another one.
It's just a stupid Smurf name. That's it.
Do you know what? It's worked because I looked at this name and I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask him because I kid you not, we've had guests on the show. We had Glitter on, for example. Said, well, Glitter, where does your name come from? And it's not what I thought it was, right? It wasn't what I thought it was. We had someone else come on. Their name wasn't what I thought it was. There's very interesting ways how they piece these names together. So I just had to hear it from you. But Joe Umerogan, right, let me ask you this. I don't listen to Joe Rogan's podcast at all. From an objective standpoint, does it sound good or are you just heavily invested with him as a person for his podcast?
I was heavily invested when I was working that job. I don't really listen to it that much anymore, but
Okay.
I'm stuck with him.
Well, that's the
forever.
life. That's the life you live. That is the name you chose. Now, I do have to ask you as well, Joe. I just want to throw this out there. This picture you sent us for the set show. You're in boxing gloves. Have you ever?
Yeah.
Do you think one day Joe Umerogan can make it big on YouTube boxing? That seems to be a thing nowadays.
Of course,
Influencer
of course.
boxing. What, you want to fight KSI? Maybe FaZe Temper?
Yeah,
don't know.
I can knock them all out.
All right, let me tell you this.
Yo,
Right,
let's
real
go.
talk. Let me ask you this question, Joe. Do you think you can take Jake Paul in the boxing match?
How tall is Jake Paul?
I think he's 6'1". Is he 6'1"?
I think he's 6'2".
No,
like
that's
188
Logan Paul.
centimeters.
That's Logan Paul. I think Jake's 6 foot. Someone might have to Google. Someone might have to fact test or Google it. I need to know how tall Jake
How
Paul
do
is.
you remember this?
No, but listen.
Well,
I saw this.
I'm 6'3", so
You're taller than me. Nah.
yeah.
Joe,
Dude's a giant.
you're bugging. Baby, how tall are you? You 6'3" or 4?
Maybe I can beat
I'm
him.
6'2". I'm 188.5.
Joe,
centimeters.
are you actually 6'3"?
Yeah,
I'm clearly amongst giants.
like I said, I'm native. We got these hunter-gatherer genes,
Do
you know?
what? Hey, listen, all right, Joe. Let me tell you this now. If Luke in Street Fighter 5 doesn't work out, we're gonna set up a YouTube boxing grid for you. We got to make this work. We got to make this work.
Sure.
You're 6'3",
Sure.
you got the gloves on.
Have you boxed before? Have you any experience in boxing?
Not really. That photo was kind of fraudulent. I was just going with my friends to the
Hello.
boxing gym.
Should have just said like, yeah, I'm the champion of my state. It's called over there.
I was just kind of hanging out with my friends at the gym, but it was a real boxing gym and everything was legit there. So
You gave away trade secrets, great. Now see, now we've got to recollect and got to repeat the script again anyway. But right, Ramsey, talk to me. What about you? Where does the name Ramsey come from?
So like Brian put in the chat, my original name was Random High Fives, and I changed that because I didn't actually give people high fives randomly. So like half the time people would ask me like, hey, random high fives, like where's the high five? I'm like, you can't really ask for the high five. It's not random anymore if you ask for it. So I just ended up changing it. Ramsey is my last name, so I just went with something more simpler,
Okay, now obviously you're talking about simplicity of a name. I don't really ask people this. Do you feel comfortable with people knowing your government name per se, whether it's your first name or your last name? Because again, if it's easier for people to address it as, do you feel comfortable giving out that kind of information in environments like this?
that's cool.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I mean, if I'm not too cool with you and you just come up and you say my first name, I might look at you weird, but you know, like how do you know that type of thing? But full introductions and stuff like that, like if it's like a real introduction and stuff, we're shaking hands and not using aliases. Yeah, I'll give you my full government.
Okay, no, because I asked because it's like, okay, you'll have Joe Umerogan and his name's Thunder, and it's like, okay, well, I think Thunder's a cool name, a fantastic name, but it's like
Absolutely.
some players, they will tell you, look, my name is Jerry, and it's like, wait, do I call you Jerry outside of the game? Yep, Jerry's my first name, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then you're gonna have other people as well that might not want people in certain communities or environments to know their actual name. So it's just something I just was very curious about asking, of course. But
Oh yeah, for sure. It's
go on.
It's I had like in high school to get more insight. In high school, there was like six people with my first name. We all had the same name, so we kind of all called each other by our last names. So that's kind of how it also stuck to. Like I don't mind telling people my last name because it's kind of been a thing since high school that I hear it and I'm like, okay, you're talking to me.
Okay,
type of thing.
Fair play.
Yeah.
I like that. Don't worry if it makes you feel any better. So my name, similar to two other people in my high school, and my secondary school was just a bunch of idiots because they put all people with a similar name in the same class, and we were very close to each other in the register. And it was like, why are you going to do that to yourself? So whenever one of us got in trouble, we pointed at the other guy, and we always got confused. It was funny.
The mix.
Literally, we were doing that in high school before the mix even became a thing. But
That's some cartoon stuff.
my next question for you, Ramsey, is I can't help but notice. I think you've done this as like your trademark. But are you a low tier hero? I've seen the Gil, I've seen the Geef. I think I've seen you play Sagat. I could be wrong in that regard. I've seen you play characters that are like in the bottom 10. What is it? What does that make you attracted to these characters?
So it's not even I just call it bad luck. I don't pick low tier on purpose. I really don't pick low tier on purpose. It's just sort of happens, especially with Street Fighter. Tekken, for example, is different. Like I play top tier in Tekken and stuff like that, but for Street Fighter it's just a stroke of bad luck. Yeah, I play Sagat, I play Honda, I play Gil, I play
That don't sound like bad luck to me. It sounds like you've been playing this game for a little while and you're like
no, I play who I have fun with, you know. So like I got a Ken too, but I don't really play Ken that much. But I play who I find the most fun. You know, Sagat was the first character that I saw when on Street Fighter 4. When I first started learning about the FGC, Sagat was the first character I learned, so that's why I like Sagat. And I don't know, man, grapplers are fun, man. I don't know, I just play, you know, who's the funnest, yeah, in my opinion, and I just try to work with it that way.
Okay, no, fair play. Now, for me, because when I watched you in your World Warrior regional finals, there was a particular match that caught my eye. I said, I didn't know Gil could do the combo this long. It sounds longer than Chun-Li's. I think you did like a 50+ hit combo against Nigel with Gil versus Boxer. And I was like, this should not happen in this match at all. then I watched more of your matches, and I'm like, you have a very good understanding of the game for somebody who plays characters they enjoy and they don't really, in the competitive meta, they don't really rank high. Why? I don't know if you can explain this. Why is your understanding of this game so good, but you have this stroke of bad luck? What is it? That can't be two opposing forces hitting each other.
No, so in my opinion, the reason why I understand the game the way I do is because I played Zangia for the first three or four seasons of the game. Low tier character, a grappler, so I feel like if you want to make those type of characters work, you have to have a good understanding of the ins and outs of all the other characters in order to be able to counter those things, because you don't, you know, with a character like Zangia, if you're not really the opponent's not playing your character, you're playing against your opponent, so you have to understand what they're doing, the ins and outs of the game, in order to make, you know, the odds sort of tip into your favor. So a lot of it comes from, in my opinion, playing Zangia, going into training mode after, you know, going, you know, 0-2 in tournaments and stuff, and figuring out what actually works with this character. How can I make this dude work?
Okay, now that's interesting, because I was just like, I don't know how this guy makes this work, but somehow he's managed to do it. I like that. Now, before I hand it over to one of my co-hosts, Joe, you've got the best character in the game next to your picture. Last time I checked, you played. You need to shut up. That's what you need to do. Anyway, second best. You used to play Akuma, if I'm not mistaken. Why?
Yeah.
I love this because I'm gonna hear it anyway. Why did you make the jump? Why did you leave Akuma for Luke?
Well, I started playing this game in general just because I thought Akuma looked really cool after Tokido won Evo.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, that character looks crazy. So I started playing him. He looked so good. And then as the game got patched, he got worse and worse and worse. And now he's just trash. So I got to move on, play another top tier. Basically.
Let me ask you this: is he trash in the current meta, or can you not win with him at all? See, there's a difference. There's a difference. I don't think he's completely done. If I asked you, can he win a tournament by himself? I'll tell you he can't. But Takamura would prove me wrong. He would.
He can win matches. He can win matches, but he can't win a tournament.
Okay, but then like, did you? You said you moved over to Luke because he had more firepower. He was top tier. Is there anything like you like about Luke aesthetically? Tell me that much. You're laughing.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's cool looking. I mean, he's got cool combos. Like,
no, fair. No, that's fair. Don't worry. I'm just curious because it's like I know you more for your Akuma than your Luke, but it seems like, again, I watched in the World Warrior Finals for your region, and it looks like you've been putting in a lot of work with Luke. Have you had any what's been the hardest thing learning and progressing with Luke? Because when I was watching you were pretty much damn optimal in like 98% of your situations. One or two things you could obviously brush up on before the finals, but was there any real difficulty learning Luke?
Not playing Luke, but people telling me to play Akuma was the biggest problem. Just people constantly telling, "Hey, where's the Akuma? Hey, where's the Akuma?" That was the biggest hindrance. But
Okay. Do you think they were asking you because they wanted the free win?
No, people just think like Akuma is exciting to watch.
He is
Or
though.
whatever. Yeah, he is.
I mean,
but-
he's got Raging Demon. Still works. Luke don't have that. I don't know. I'm trying to get
is
you
a
back.
raging.
I'm trying to get you to go back to play Akuma because I like watching your Akuma thing.
Yeah, everyone does. Every single person I talk to wants me to go back to Akuma, but there's no way I would get into Capcom Cup. I'm sorry. It wouldn't happen without
No,
Luke.
listen. All right, listen, Joe. Let me tell you this now, right? We've actually said this before because we, like, as spectators and commentators, whoever, people who aren't playing the game and qualifying for these events. Look, Veg can tell you, Veg's in the finals with you, right? You guys shake hands. You might be in the same group. Who knows? Wow. But it's the thing where you cannot blame the players for this. Because it's, you want to compete, you've had an opportunity to compete for the finals, and again, when you go to work, Ramsey, you'll notice as well, when you go to work, your boss asks you to do something, you want to do your job to the best of your ability, and if they give you access to the sharpest tools in the shed, are you going to say no? You're not going to say no. Obviously, the fighting game's a bit different, but when it comes to your job, you're not going to do that. But it's just interesting. Right, one more question I got for Joe before I hand it over to one of these guys. Joe, do you think you're the best player in Canada? I'm just trying to cause some trouble now. Are you the best player in Canada?
Ooh.
Wait,
Yeah, I am.
You are? By miles or by a slither? Talk to me.
I think Z's nuts is really good, and I think Safe's really good, but no one else. No, not really.
What about Brutus?
Yo, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What? No, what? You know, is Brutus not up there?
Oh, I completely forgot about Brutus.
I saved
completely.
you there, Yeah.
He counts. He
I got
counts.
your back. Yeah.
Nah, Brutus is crazy. I think if he wasn't playing Zangief, he'd wash me. It's just Zangief.
I mean, but didn't he swap from Geef to Abigail?
It's like switching
final?
from rotten apple to rotten orange.
Wait, isn't that what you did? You went from Geef to Birdie.
Yeah, but Birdie's like a stale banana.
Don't try and defend yourself now.
It's like, you know, when a banana is ripe, but it's like starting. It's like
Oh, whatever.
it's not bad.
It's in the
Anyway.
process of getting rotten.
Anyway,
It's good.
But you know, Joe, what about
decent.
Cereblast? Cereblast is pretty damn good, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's all right.
Now you hesitated.
That's true.
Oh man. Damn. I love that I asked Joe this question because Joe's been honest.
That
I love
was
you, Joe. I love you,
Stirring
Joe.
some heat.
Yeah, that Joe Umerogan podcast, it got to him. It definitely got to him. He has opinions now. Anyway, Becky, you got any questions you want to ask these guys?
Do you think? I'm not now. I just don't want people to think that it's like trying to attack Shoto players or anything. But do you think that Shoto players are lucky that Luke, who was made to be good, was playing similarly to like the Shoto style, or would you pick Luke even if he was like this good, but he was based on like say a big body style? Do you
Good
think luck
question.
is a part of the like when you can switch? Could you switch to Luke if let's say Luke was a mix of the big body is just extremely good? Would it still be a swap then, or would it just be to the next best Shoto? Are we lucky when we get new characters if they match our styles? Maybe is the question.
It'd
was
be
the
less likely. It'd be less likely if Luke wasn't. When Luke first came out, I think I had like an 80% win rate off the bat with Luke. So, just off the rip, it's really good, better than any character. It's like, damn,
Stats don't lie. Stats don't
this character's
lie.
kind of crazy.
Well, do you know what? And this is a toned down version of Luke as well. But I like the honesty, Joe. I really like the honesty. Ramsey, what about you? If let's say Abigail season 3 came back, would you gravitate towards Abigail? Do you like the archetype, or do you just like the characters you're picking?
I just like the way the characters look aesthetically. I think Abigail looks weird, man. He's got a he's got the giant, he's got the giant body with the tiny head. It looks odd to me. Like when it was season 2, people were telling me, pick Abigail. I'm like, I don't want to pick that character, man. That's weird.
You may not like it, but that's what peak performance looks like. I wanted to ask Ramsey, actually, when Gil was released, was it something that immediately caught your eye? Like when you played with Gil for the first time, was it something like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna main this character, or did you like have to spend time with him extensively before you kind of started enjoying it?
Ooh, yeah, it was definitely a lot of back and forth, like, playing them and then realizing, man, this character's not good at all. I'm wasting my time with this and all that. But as I started taking a different approach on it and started realizing that he's not. I wanted to play him kind of like he was Urian almost, when he first came out, because I thought, it's kind of the same. He just got a little bit different, but he's a completely different character. He doesn't play at all like Urian does. So when I started seeing him more as a zoning character rather than as an all around character that can do pretty much anything, I started the wire started to click or whatever have you. It was the parry
you had
for the most part.
You had the epiphanies about, this is how Gil's supposed to work, and it kind of just unfolded from there.
Yeah, but just looking at him from the trailer and stuff like that, when he was first released, the hype from that trailer, man, it was definitely like I have to give this character a try no matter what, like at the very least.
100%. Let me ask you this then: what are Gil's best matchups in your opinion? Give me 3.
Best?
Does he have any?
Against the other lower tier characters. So Honda, for example, that's free. Zangief is pretty free as well. And
how about sorry to interrupt, but how about Urian? I've heard that
Gil causes Urian problems.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's absolutely true. Yeah, pretty much everything that Urian does, what makes Urian, Gil can shut it down with parry for the most part. It's all about the parry. It's really all about the parry. So, fireball, knee drop.
Yeah, because I remember.
It's cool.
Sorry, I think Nemo made a video on it because he obviously plays both characters, and then he said no, Gil actually beats or gives Urian like too many.
I remember that, so I wanted to kind of confirm.
That's really.
I agree. I would agree with him.
But I want to hear the hardest matchups, like top 3 bad matchups.
I mean, you can
top 3. Yeah. Ooh, so let's see.
Give me top 5 then.
Really tough. Really tough matchups would be Poison. Poison's really tough because it's not just the slow fireball and just in general no confirms and stuff. Yeah,
get that out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nothing for him to do in that matchup. That one's pretty tough. Ken is pretty tough too, just because of V trigger too. Like I can't throw a fireball against Ken. That's almost impossible.
Just like
and I want to say Birdie. Birdie is also pretty difficult.
Okay,
a good pick.
I think that. Fireball in general, he shuts it down pretty quickly. So I feel like for the most part, Gil, he really needs Fireball to work. So if you shut down his Fireball, it's looking pretty free for him.
Right. Damn, that sounds like a Ryu problem. Yeah, that sounds like a skill issue, Ramsey. That's what that sounds like. No, not really. I'm kidding.
Skill issue of low tier.
It's hard to find more than 3 really bad matchups, or are you just being nice to us?
I don't think Gil's.
Don't reveal that. Joe's here. Don't reveal it. Don't reveal it.
I don't think Gil's that bad. I really don't think he's that bad. But I think that just speaks to how balanced the game is now in terms of just all the characters. Like for sure he's bad, but like I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, there's 20 characters that beat him flat out. He'll give you a run for his money. It's just he doesn't work with the system the way the other characters do, so that's why I feel like he's so low tier.
Okay, no, fair. And again, it was hard to... I like the fact that they integrated it, but it's very hard to integrate Retribution in this game properly to get it to work within this V system. So that makes a lot of sense. Right, I've got about time just for one more question before we have to hit the break and get you guys in this lobby. I like to ask this question. I'm going to get Joe to say it first. Let me see what he says. It's going to surprise me. Probably won't. Joe, who is the best character in Street Fighter 5 right now? Surprise me. Surprise me.
Luke.
Okay.
He loses no matchups.
Wait, not even Dhalsim?
Nope.
Not even Boxer? I've heard Boxer, not even Boxer.
I don't think so.
Wow. I don't think you've been dashed straight enough. I don't think you've been hit by dash straight enough. All right, we definitely need to get your opinion changed. Right, Ramsey, what about you? Who do you think the best character in Street Fighter 5 is right now?
Poison.
Oh. Okay. What? No, hold on. We haven't heard this one. We haven't heard this one in a while. Ramsey, why do you think Poison's the best character in the game?
Man, hard raid, crouch fierce, a zoner with an anti-fireball move. Come on, man, that's ridiculous. The amount of damage that she puts out, the fact that she can side switch, she can do pretty much everything that a rushdown character can do, and on top of that, half the cast can't reach her at round start. Best character in the game.
That sounds like a Dhalsim to me.
It sounds like Dhalsim, but it's actually Poison.
It's both.
No, you know what? No, that's interesting. I haven't. No one has said that. They put Poison in the upper tiers, but they don't say she's the best character in the game because Luke and Dalsum exist. So no, I like that. I like that he's put it there because I put it top 3, but he's put it top 1. But that was coming from a Gil's perspective. That he was definitely
From a Geef
he was definitely saying all of even Geef. He was definitely saying Geef and Gil's problems. And he said she's the best character in the game because I can't beat her. Simple as that. I love it. Right, gentlemen, we are gonna go on a break, but when we come back, we're gonna make sure Joe and Ramsey in the lobby, and we're gonna get set for this first to 10. So don't go nowhere. We'll be back with you very shortly.
Hadouken!
It's been a long time coming, but we are finally here. Street Fighter League Pro Europe begins now. Crimson and Problem X ready to go.
Oh my goodness!
It's all over the place.
V-Trigger's coming. Here it is. Problem's got to hold this. Oh my goodness! The medium BDX scissor.
Yeah.
I've not seen that before.
Magnifique, Monsieur Crimson.
It's week 4. Let's get to work. Ragman's Barnet with Manat going up against Tikia with Chun-Li. Get ready.
Oh, what did he see? Oh, he's done. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, he's
Great
done,
meter
don't worry.
management.
And that's going to be that round.
I saw it, Jared, but TKR didn't. No press buttons. Recommends Barnet with a huge win. Unbelievable.
So it's going to be Problem X starting with Alex and Luffy starting with Armika. Mouse Sports against Team GO.
He's out of the corner. Big gamble from Luffy doesn't pay off.
Is he double
He's double dashed again.
Oh, no.
And he ends it. Fantastic performance from Luffy.
How many double dash command grabs?
I think it was 2.
It works.
No pressure, but I think the people at home might feel the case because again, it's, you know what, Tupac made a song about it. All eyes are on me.
All eyes on Mommy.
Oh, the cross counter! What? No!
Oh, the T-Man!
No, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. No. Nah, it's too premature. No,
he's trying to get his head.
That was it. He's gonna chip him in a minute.
No, he's got reversal if he can.
Yes.
No! It's too late. It's too little, too late. That's got to be the best game 3 we've seen.
We move on now to game 2. This is going to be interesting because I have a feeling Veggie might sit this one out.
I believe in myself today.
Jamis, I'm telling you this, mate. You need to grow the beard. And trust me, it's going to change the game for you, mate. It's going to change the game. Good pressure here. Backdash is out with big whiff.
Come on, Gabriel, do it. Oh, I think it's
Wake
out.
up buttons again. That would have been the end. EX, wake up.
Not dead
Veggie
yet.
1 hit away from taking this,
Not dead
Jamis.
yet.
The counter comes out. It goes past the cloud. He runs into the cloud again.
Oh,
He tried to
what a
anti-him.
jump,
He
and he's
missed
got
it.
no
Oh, my
meter.
God.
V-shift.
Oh! There you have it. Veggie. He's done it. He's banished the demon. He's registered his first point here. And Veggie registers his first point, his first ever win.
It is week 8. We have hit the midpoint of the season. Luffy is fighting to keep his Team GO in this from 20 points down. He's going up against Mr. Crimson's Dalsim.
This could be the end. Is it over? Teleports out and let's go. Luffy can't get anything going here. He's got a mountain to climb. No V reversal.
He's got a jump, yeah.
It's all over. Monsieur Crimson maintains his 100% undefeated record here as we hit the halfway point of Street Fighter League Pro EU. It's Leon over Paris. It's BMS over Team Geo. It's 145 points at the top of the leaderboard on a sky-high, Jamis.
Now that we have reached the midpoint of the season, you've played every team. Let me ask you, which team do you think is the biggest threat to you?
I will answer your question. The biggest threat to this competition is BMS.
Hey! Big money squad looking for that first place. Congratulations. It's time to kick off the second half of Street Fighter League Pro Europe 2022.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to tonight's episode of Setch featuring Ramsey and Joe Umerogan. We just had our pre-match interview, had a great conversation with those guys. You want to see it, catch it on the archives on the Capcom Fighters YouTube channel. But yes, we are just about getting ready to set up this first to 10 with you guys. That's what you all here for, the meat and bones. But some other people here for some prizes. I've got this one in my hand, and there's one over here as well. You still have about 30 seconds, maybe a minute or so. We put out a tweet on Capcom Fighters saying you can win an MGX Pro gaming controller for your mobile phone. Works on Android, works on mobile in general. So please head on over and find that tweet on Capcom Fighters. All you got to do is predict the winning score of this upcoming first to 10. You have got limited time. If I see anybody tweet or even put it in the chat after the first 10 has started, believe me, I'm going to make sure Capcom Fighters never allows you to enter a competition again, because you don't read and you don't listen. You've got time. There's about 30 seconds left. Head on over to Capcom Fighters, find that tweet, predict the score, and afterwards we will, of course, well, not me, the community manager will be telling me who has won these prizes. It could be 2 people and not just 1. So please keep an eye out for that. But yes, this is tonight's exhibition. Ramsey going up against Joe Umerogan, CPT qualified finalists. Going to be a juicy one. Gil versus Luke. Hoping that's how it starts it off. Maybe we might see some other characters from Ramsey. Maybe Joe might bring out the Akuma for the peoples. Who knows? But this is going to be good training for Umerogan regardless. Looking forward to this one, Olvaha?
I'm very much looking forward to this. Like, Gil is one of those characters you just don't see enough of. This character is like in the upper echelon of characters I enjoy watching personally. It's just very pleasing aesthetically, the combos are really flashy, and the gameplay in itself is very satisfying. And it's like one of those characters where people know it's kind of on the lower end, so people tend to enjoy these characters more because, you know, big upsets. Ooh.
Indeed, of course. So one thing I can think of, yes, so it will be the man
Blocking.
who can control fire and ice going up against the future of Street Fighter. One thing I was thinking about on the way here, I'm thinking Joe can actually play around the fireball game very well. If he gets, if he throws sandblasters and Ramsey tries to parry them to build V-meter, he might be able to bait him with the light sandblaster to whiff the parry and then punish him with another fireball instead because of the recovery. But then I think Ramsey might compete with him with his own fireball in the neutral. We'll see. But Ramsey's got an amazing gear.
Let's see if Ramsey's gonna be big chilling soon.
But Eddie didn't want that. I think he wanted stand fierce. We didn't quite get what he wanted.
I wonder if Joe will use like the heavy DP through fireballs.
I think he's got a big enough hurtbox around his hands. Oh, okay. I think he tried to bait something.
Maybe try to parry a fireball, a second fireball, get a punish on that maybe. We'll see if that blocking is actually there to get something going for the close fireballs. Right, no,
here we go. And he's picked Ice of Doom, so it's a 50-50. Let's see what he's going to set up. No,
he's big chilling, big chilling.
He's going to go for the combo. Set up the delay freeze,
get up that stuff, but the activation of this is kind of risky.
No, that's actually no, that's not bad because it allows him to re-establish and go back to neutral. Oh, he was in neutral anyway.
For sure.
Oh, still has one more chance.
Okay.
You know, at least I like Ramsey didn't go for that parry anti-air like some players in the European.
No,
in the ranked.
I think when you're more experienced, you'll know like
that's not
parry's useful, but the thing is, parry should only be used about once or twice.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Just to make it scary, right?
Yeah, because people will start empty jumping you.
Nice patience from Ramsey, but gets caught pressing.
No stun yet.
Counter reach that medium punch.
Good jab.
Dash though.
Curtain falls indeed. I think he's going to go for delayed throw, but I think he was waiting for the reversal from Joe Umerogan. He might be able to, too much scaling. Misses flash knuckle.
Interesting.
Nice
Let you all.
Ramsey. Like, he has really good corner defense.
It was an amazing and dominant first game from Joe though. But you know, some players start a bit slow, especially if it's the first time in a long time being on like a big stage. And Joe just got off a big stage winning qualifying to Capcom Cup.
Yeah, it's back in early December.
We've seen other players like they start a little bit shaken, then they just come back full force, resetting the score and everything. So I still think we're in for a treat.
No,
just
of
a
course.
very strong.
Listen,
very strong.
Ramsey's here because I wanted him here. There's a reason I wanted him here. I want to see him.
Handpicked.
Let's see how it goes. But again, he says it's a stroke of bad luck. He said, like, you know what, it's just unfortunate, but I want to see how this one unfolds as well. I think this is one you won't really see at the highest level of play anyway. Gets the back throw.
Nice, gets the back throw. This might be a big chance for him.
I mean, Ramsey tried to shimmy Joe a lot of times now. Maybe it's time to establish his throw, but here comes a mix though. What's it gonna be? Oh, puts it up.
Setting up the trap.
Yes! But you know what? That punish the landing frames, and he misses the stun opportunity!
Dude, that ice was wide though.
That was unfortunate. Joe had to use the V-shift though, so no V-trigger activation just yet. Oh, let's get
That's
to
too
start.
slow. Yeah.
And what a confirm from Joe. Nice interruption.
challenge,
Misses the carry combo. That's unfortunate for Joe.
Oh,
I
he
mean,
gets
for Ramsey-
punished, but he
That
didn't
was
cancel
perfect
the...
spacing from Rogan.
Yeah,
No
he-
cancel into the V-trigger, so Ramsey gets to kind of get away with at least taking the super bar of Joe from that mistake.
We'll see how this matchup unfolds over time. Again, it's like, because the thing is, when I said to Ramsey, who does he want to fight? Joe was one of the people he wanted to fight, so...
Yeah.
Oh, Joe's going with V-Skill 1, interesting. Guess he doesn't feel the need to just bait it with a V-Skill 2, the suppressor. Because it's been the hot topic. It is the meta V-Skill for Luke right now, so...
I still like V-Skill 1, personally.
It's really, really good, and it's like it's so reliable. Like you just get so much like possible corner carry.
But you
or
get
damage.
you got a lot of beneficial situations that aren't
What
super
a jump,
guaranteed.
but he misses the combo again. That's so
very true,
unfortunate.
Jammers, though.
That's been that's like the third big drop right now. Could look different if Ramsey had those hits on. Here comes the throw for Joe.
That's unfortunate because he missed a counter hit combo from the standard light kick to the crouching medium punch, and he missed that medium punch to the crouching medium punch.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
scratch
the
medium
stun
punch.
combo. Yeah.
Maybe it's a scratch medium
And-
punch.
On paper, they may seem like
And
small things, but like in the long run, it might just be that one dropped combo that caused you to lose.
Yeah, and I mean, he also dropped that, that big stun combo earlier with the juggle.
Oh, yeah.
So he could definitely have been running for 1-1. Let's see how it unfolds. Nice. That was a punish, I believe.
I think that's
Ooh,
probably one
punish,
of the
nice.
reasons why he's picked V-Trigger 2 here, Ramsey, just because of the comeback potential and because Luke has regular stun now. Having that one stun, that one mix-up for the 50-50 with V-Trigger 2, it will get him what he wants.
Just full screen lariat. Let's go.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. But here's that power of the V-Skill 1, though. I like that. Crouch mid kick into the medium knuckle. Ramsey just taking the throw. Not ready to check after the dash, though.
Oh, no.
He tried.
No, that's
I love
really
it.
scary.
Yeah, but he had seen so many buttons into that medium punch, so I believe in it.
That was it.
Just the
Crouching
wrong
medium
timing.
punch. Yeah, that crouching medium punch from Gil has been working really well for Ramsey. It's definitely one of Gil's better buttons.
Oh, what a buffer.
And that's why you love V-Skill 1.
Yeah, it's so, and even on block there, it's like -2.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It gives like the access to so much damage. Just like so good.
Nice
Nice
punish there.
punish. Finally, there they are. Right back at it. Trying to find that crush. A couple of dashes early.
Wait,
Nice
wait for
carry.
That's what we love to see.
And he's going to let him burn for a little bit, get a little bit extra damage. He tried to throw out that hard kick because there's a better retribution effect from that hard kick now. So I can see why that would be a very good button when Luke is burning.
Yeah, and just in case like Joe throws out another fireball, that roundhouse is gonna stop that.
Nice
He
spacing,
tried it
Ramsey
before,
said.
but he was just out of his range. So
Yeah, definitely a spacing thing.
He's just taking his turn. Not really his turn, but not believing in the next button there from Joe. Too far. That was beautiful. Confirm. A little bit too early to get that empty jump. Ooh, on ice.
Pressure from these bigger fireballs.
You know what I find interesting though? A lot of people, we get used to pressing against Gil, right? Because they do that crouch medium punch first. And then when they first do the stand like it, you're just so committed to pressing. And it works out for them so many times.
Right.
okay, just waiting there. Look at that low forward. Look for that confirm there. One thing I noticed in the regional finals for the one we're on Joe's region was he got a lot of crouching medium kicks, but he wasn't quite getting the hit confirms, and he missed a couple of whip punishes as well. Hopefully he's been working on
Nice
that.
buttons from Ramsey. Stand medium kick.
Nice option.
Oh, it parried too early. So I think
missed
Joe
time,
was looking
yeah.
for that.
That was very
Yeah,
unfortunate.
he did it before, so he was definitely looking for that again.
Hold on a minute.
Berries. Oh, one more.
needs
Okay,
five
nice
today.
blocking.
He needs to be close enough. Oh, that was it!
Definitely, he can still make it happen because Gil does a lot of damage in the optimal conditions.
Well, he needs to hit you.
Yeah, for sure.
He needs to hit
I
you.
mean, that's a precursor for any character, to be honest.
I don't know, man. Talk to the Commando characters. They just need to grab you. He's dead.
Oh, beautiful buffer
Nice.
from Joe. Getting that VC want some shine because he's been working out for him 3 games up. And I mean, Jammers, if you're in command through range, you've definitely been hit by some buttons.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know about that, because some people do an arbitrary dash into SPD, so you can't catch me out with that one.
I would call that cap. That's cap.
It doesn't have to be 25 frames. I mean, Mika's got a command grab, Laura's got a command grab,
that's a good point.
Poison's got a command grab. I mean,
That's a good point.
I said you've been hit by some buttons, you get command grab.
I was just thinking big body perspective, though.
That's you.
You know me.
Alright, the parries are working out, but again, it's the risk reward with these two characters. Very big deal. Very big deal. Night and day.
And Gil has to be so much more patient in a neutral, just waiting for any kind of possible whiff.
He has counter with a heavy impact.
Yeah. And look at that instant gratification right now.
Yeah, this is the thing as well, because the parry opportunity is where Ramsey was getting some of his damage. Joe hasn't really been jumping for the anti-air. Oh! I hate that. I hate that.
That's so unfortunate. Nice interruption with the crouch medium punch. Sneaks it in. Sneaky elbow.
Tried that early in the first phase.
Oh, okay. Tree of Frost. Oh, he didn't jump into it. This is it. One more hit. Yeah, one more hit for Joe and he's done. There it is.
That V-skill won again. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, but
I mean, he could of course gone to EX, but I mean, safety bar.
I think with this V-skill one pick for Joe, I think it fits his style more. Joe's only been throwing when it's like the crouch jab or he needs to throw up close for the Oki. He's not been relying on throws. He looks more the buffer kind of Luke to me.
Yeah.
So V-skill 1 makes perfect sense. I'll ask him about it afterwards, but
the buffers have definitely worked for him.
Ramsey's cooking right now, though.
What is he cooking, though?
Roast meal or a hot meal? Looks like it's an awkward situation to anti-air for Gil there.
I think he tried to parry there, but it didn't quite work out.
Yeah. And it's such a combo.
No, he's dead! He's dead! Oh no, he missed it!
Oh no!
Big drop though.
Oh, that was so fortunate for Ramsey.
Yeah,
I'm glad he. Yeah. Sorry, Jammers.
No, I was just sort of say, like both of these guys have had fortunate rounds and unfortunate situations as well. Because again, dropping combos at this level, it's a big deal.
Oh, we tried to use armor for the anti-air. It's been looking like that jumping kick might not be too easy. Nice.
Oh, big punish though.
Yeah, big punish on the non-confirmed confirmed.
And the Oki as well.
There, that's what he's trying to do before.
Yeah.
Stun's coming.
He was fishing for that. There you go.
Yeah.
Put him on ice. Big chill. Big chilling right now.
And that combo would go on for quite a bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that combo was not done. I think he still had another rep too, kind of, because I think I've seen the most retributions. If I'm wrong, if there's guild players in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the most retributions I've seen in one combo is 3. I think it's 3. And that's cool when you set it up properly.
That's cool? Damn, what a pun.
Whatever. I didn't mean to do that, but sorry. You ESL folk.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Ramsey first game and now in the fourth game playing really like comfortably. Next time it takes around, maybe this is a sign of change. First, it's what an interruption with a jab though. That was just gourmet.
Yeah, psychologically, it's a big deal to get that kind of a win, you know, under your belt after like 3 consecutive losses in a longer set.
Okay. Yeah, I do think Joe's more. Okay, he gets the whiff punish there with the buffer. I do think Joe's more on the buffering side of the Luke players I've seen.
Yeah.
Kind of hit. Here it comes. Right, he's got 1 reset. Is Luke going to V-shift? No, he's going to reset. And he V-shifted. There it is.
That was so good. Drop something, they'll drop the follow-up. Ramsey's still alive because of it. And no V-trigger. But gets close for that
nice challenge from Ramsey.
I think he's got Tree of Frost. There it is. Oh, yeah, okay. It didn't get a combo.
Laying up the trap.
Wait,
that
there.
was 1.
That's fine.
That was 2.
Oh, it doesn't reach as far as Urian's. Actually, it doesn't reach as far as Urian's, I think.
It doesn't go full screen.
Well, yeah.
He might DP a fireball. He's looking for the DP a fireball.
Oh, and the stand medium kick.
All right. Getting there slowly but surely, coming back. But again, it's just finding his ground. He's made use, like you said, he's made use of that standing medium kick, crouching medium punch, it works.
Yeah.
It feels like it's plus when it's not. I like his button usage with Gil overall. But I think like
Yeah, and like he's being really patient with it as well. Like he can't just throw buttons like other characters potentially. Like you really need to know when you want to press with Gil.
Oh, it was really interesting how Joe decided to empty jump there, maybe predicting that the parry anti would come. At last, it didn't come. The backdash was there.
Okay, can he get the punish yet?
Punish, yeah, gonna get the Oki as well.
It's not great Oki. They made it better
Yeah.
from the
It's something, you know.
from the heavy tackles. They reduced the
It's
recovery.
going from nothing to something is like way better.
Well, yeah.
Nice hit from Joe. Fighting back on this life lead.
Punish. Oh no, that was the.
Here's the activation,
Wait, was
though.
that the -6 one?
Oh, he was waiting once again for.
He could
not
have won. Joe could have won that round by interrupting Coral Kick into the Tree of Frost, but he didn't. Oh, he could have won there as well.
Firm.
Yeah, he could have interrupted the fireballs with the super.
Ramsey had
There it is.
That is the most annoying shimmy to even hit by when they're like itching their way up and it looks like they get in the range for a throw and they decide to step back and punish.
The thing is, you would never think to backdash in a situation like that because you're already frozen in place anyway. Some people do the jab check, but you don't know, like, because Luke staggers are pretty damn good, so you like pressing the buttons out of the equation.
Wow, for sure. He's already seen that double stand light kick.
Nice confirm as well. Gets that corner carry.
Don't parry, do not parry. Yeah.
Nice cross cut as well. Joe is playing perfectly right now.
He's dead. That's it. It's gonna be 4-1.
Yeah. Boom. Doesn't even need the super. Had the super clock there. Doesn't even need.
Yeah, interesting stuff here. Again, I like the spacing from both players. Yes, the scoreline states otherwise, but the spacing from both of them, pretty immaculate so far. And a couple of things you do have to be wary of course. It's more of Luke's forward hard punch in that range that Gil's trying to play around as well. Ramsey's got a couple of whiff punishes, the stand medium punch, and like that as well. But he's either not getting the knockdown, or he's just not close enough in general. And that's the disparity between him and Luke. Now, he can hold this lead, but you have to go forward. Yeah, I respect it. You have to go forward.
Unfortunate as well. He tried to get max damage, but like the spacing.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
And he has the combo timing down.
Yeah, look how the tables just turn like that.
Oh, what you're wrong, that's definitely true. And he gets that dash again. Now
There it is. Right. He's not going to build, but no, he's got no trigger, so he has to hold this mix-up. There it is. And he could block.
You know what side that was, Jammers?
Yeah, he's pressed him up. What? You think I've been hit by that? Like when Gil first came out?
I believe you.
Oh, that was great.
He tested him first. That's a simple one.
Dude, I love that.
Here we go.
I think
No. Oh, that just worked out. That just worked out.
Got hit by the light flash.
another foot.
That's so unfortunate.
Did he want to do that?
No. He definitely just down, back.
That must have been that must have been a lucky event or something.
Yeah.
Oh, nice with punish.
But he's been consistently getting the stand medium punch into the heavy pyrokinesis. Oh, sorry, pyro lariat, sorry.
Oh, no punish for Jules. But there's that with punish. One of the fortunate times for him that he drops the charge, but
he gets another chance.
It's just like a hit after a hit right now.
No, that's early.
No, the mistiming. It's so hard because the Luke player can just manually start, switching up the timing. Like, it's so hard.
I think he's used to a different timing. That's why.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's too big.
That gets the freeze effect. Oh, and the V shift gets rid of it.
Right. Please be careful with your fireball placements because he's got super.
We need to plant the tree here.
Nice.
Please be careful. I don't know, man.
Game tutorial. Please be careful. You're entering a dangerous area.
Definitely dangerous area when you're close to Luke. Oh, Ramsey not taking now. He's learned. But Joe finds the hits anyway.
All right. So it's 5-1 here. And again, it's like there's a certain situation when Luke has that lead. It just goes to... stand medium kick becomes the best button in the game. Crouching medium punch. Phenom does this really well as well. This is something that's spoken about enough. Crouching medium punch is a combo style, but it's also a very good poke because it's +2 and you do it from max distance. Having that +2 frame advantage means when people want to press heavies and mediums, it's not actually going to work because that 8 frame medium kick becomes a 6 frame medium kick. It's clashing with what you want. It gets the conversion. Then you got the target combo as well. You got the stand like it. He's just got so many good things to work around in that range there.
Crouching medium punch becomes so much more better as well if you're playing V skill 1 because you can always, do the light flash knuckle, for example. And that's just going to be so much more damage.
I've been told it's easy to do crouching medium punch into light flash knuckle, like level 2 regularly, like normally.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to. Obviously, V skill 1, it does half the work for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
let's go,
Alex.
No, Alex definitely does well, at least evenish against.
I didn't know.
I think the big bodies in general just deal well. Maybe not deal, but big bodies other than that just deal so okay with Luke. So that's an interesting pick.
The old face of Street Fighter versus the new one.
Wait, I didn't know Ramsey had an Alex.
No, he actually has a really good Alex. I've heard.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Plus frames.
All right, it's looking way better already. Wow.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, please take my word for it.
Right, is he going to sleeper hold or DDT? DDT.
Nah,
no.
He's going to go for the Oki.
Do a tick throw, just a tick throw.
Wow.
DDT.
Wow. All right.
He's showing that this is the matchup he wants to play. Damage is more even out, maybe even in Alex's favor at this point.
Do you know what? Because I know we saw it like a couple of times, once or twice in Street Fighter League EU, Problem X, and Phenom. I don't think I've seen it extensively though. Not at the highest level.
Backlash.
Got him.
Okay.
Got him.
Do you know what?
He really got him.
You know, Ramsey told us this in the pre-match interview. It's like, you have to play these characters, you have to have a really good understanding of the game and where people want to do certain things and really understand the player. It looks like he's doing that really well. Oh, it's been better illustrated to us, Alex, than McGill.
Yeah, I feel like Alex definitely wall more.
Yeah, has the tool, like Alex has the tools to highlight that kind of, ability of a player.
If he gets a Larry, he's dead. Done.
Oh,
wow. Wow.
And you know what I like? It's like you can see the confidence is much higher with this character. Maybe it's live, I don't know. Finally, he's checking that throw dash thing. It's like everything is, it just looks so much more comfortable in this first game with Alex. And I think we're in for a ride right now. And Alex, I don't think it's as good as people say, but he can fight these neutral matchups really well, as he has really good neutral.
Well, yeah, I mean, as long as the... Let's see, the extra variant or external factor is not too much of a problem for Alex. He can do it because, again, Sandblast's a solid fireball. Like, reused fireball gives Alex a whole heap of problem. What to say Sandblast is different?
Dude, it's like Ramsey came from work, changed from his tight pants to like the sweat pants, and now he's like really comfortable.
And that was like one fireball getting crushed in the startup, and what a walk under. It's just a different player right now. Let's see how Joe adapts though as time moves on. Nice, and you have that button as well. You know, the Herbuck's really big on the fireballs. Very nice buffer from Luke when he's throwing them. So when you're close,
I think it's like I want to highlight the fact that I think it's really impressive that he's like switched completely from a character like Gil, who has like a different system compared to like normal traditional crush counters, to Alex so seamlessly in only one match.
Oh, he activated from too far away. I'm not sure about that. He's going to get hit with a Rock Smasher anyway. Is he going to risk a DDT? The anti-air is too
This
far.
time he whiffs that. Yeah, that's
the EX.
Yes.
When it matters.
He didn't want to risk it. Maybe heavy DP might have given Alex a speck of health. Remember, Alex does have more vitality than Gil does.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
But yeah, like you said, he's brimming with confidence now. It feels much more comfortable in a matchup like this.
It's looking like a different set.
Crush cut.
Water.
There you go.
I don't think that's easy to do.
Right now.
It's not easy.
Nah, it's too sick. Everything's working out right now.
Oh, he pressed the button, trying to get a bit too confident there, a bit too big for his boots. Gonna be put in the corner though. He might do the head crush out. If he waits, no, he doesn't even need to.
Forward.
Sleeper hold.
Gonna get the sweeper hold.
I'd block if I were you. He didn't block! Oh man, he didn't block. He said, no, I want the corner. I want the corner.
Interruption with the stand medium.
That's minus. That was minus.
Yeah,
People are going to
sometimes it's just so hard to tell, man. It's so hard to tell sometimes.
No, I promise you. So everyone's accustomed to the Luke players getting this right, that they never know when the stand medium kick hits and it's like, stand hard kick hits and it's like -1. That didn't look plus. That did not look plus.
That was one of the 0 or -1 things, I think. But no, don't. Go ahead. I thought I heard the switching sound. I was like, nah, this is working out. But you know,
this is working out.
Throwing out buttons because you don't want them flash on you, and then you throw out a button and he dashes through the button because your active frames ended, and that's just like how it ended for him. That was unfortunate.
That overhead was definitely a mistake from Joe there.
But he looked, yeah, Lariat.
Interruption!
And here's the thing, when he's closer in that range, he can actually use crush counter buttons, because remember,
Wow, he's dead.
Hyper Bomb. Yeah, remember, Gil don't have crush counter buttons, so there's no parry system on his side in that regard. Crouch and medium punch being an excellent poke. He's got the buffers into flash chop. He's got more things to contest the style of Joe Umerogan's Luke in this sort of range as well.
I think we found the superior Lariat.
And I'll tell you what as well, he's actually got Joe to start doing reversals. He didn't do that with Gil. That's a change to me. He had someone to reversal when they weren't.
That was a fortunate reset for Ramsey.
Yo.
So that's really good.
Yeah, he's really good at that cross cut.
Okay, confirms it on hit. Trying to look for that throw there, but didn't quite get it. Too far. I know what he wanted, but it was too far.
Yeah, he wanted to. Yeah. Oh, what the challenge!
He really wants out of that corner. Is he not going to do down hard punch? No, he tried to trick him instead. I think that's what Joe was waiting for.
Wow. But that's like EX flash chop. It's like it's safe.
Yeah.
So sometimes and it's so fast to start up. Sometimes you can just throw it out like that.
Yes and no, but do you know what? To me, it's not.
This time it was yes.
It's not a chariot tackle. It's not a dash straight. You know, like, okay, obviously you can cancel to V-trigger from it now, which does help as well to give him that frame advantage. You're not wrong in terms of throwing it out there. It's just not, it's not a move, because you see slash elbow more thrown out there because of the armor. You see head crush and air stampede thrown out there because they're coming from the air. Like, flash chop is the move he doesn't just go, yeah, sod it. YOLO, let's live life, you know? I mean,
it's a footsie tool.
Listen, anything can be a footsie tool if you use it in the right situation.
I see. Knew that was a range across, but definitely go over the same range again.
Oh, getting in the corner once again.
Just showed us he knew, but then he was there this time. The spacing.
Dude, Joe has been so good at putting Ramsey in the corner, though.
Classical big body. Hold up when he flows to stun.
The timing. Guess
this is a loop round. There's nowhere to run, baby.
Oh, yeah, got it with the power drive. Watch out for the reversal, though. He might do it. No, he's going to hold it now. Is he going to do another one?
Oh, he tried to do it. What happened? Didn't get the punish.
No anti-air. He was worried. He was just worried.
Yeah, he was scared. He was scared.
Ranging him with that forward moving with the crouching heavy punch.
Like 100%, if he did crouching fears like he did before, like it would have definitely beat out the jumping.
Oh, I think at that range, that jump medium kick would have crossed over.
What, you don't think crouches would work there? It looked like it would work.
Not there, no. That was the range that he lost early, right?
Good block.
Maybe okay, but this is gonna be a big combo.
He might do it again.
Big things.
I love how he's using it to set up the V skill.
He tried it there again. Yeah, I knew it wasn't as easy. He makes it look easy, but that's not as easy as you think. That's a very good job.
The cross cut. Yeah. Activation.
He's out.
Ooh, that's so good. He hasn't used that before, so he's not.
Well, I was talking about it before, but I think he was worried about, or Joe was looking to get the cross cut before, but he didn't need to do it.
Yeah, with the perfect range. It's a little bit frustrating.
Patience from both sides right now. Both powering up.
I feel when nothing happens like that is like one of the most tense and exciting.
Yeah, it is. Wow. Go.
He got him to spend the bar on his CA, so it's going to give him the meat advantage here, Joe Umerogan, in this game. Couldn't use that V-skill one, but he could get an early start if he gets a low forward into EX Flash Knuckle, or any sort of whip punish into that as well.
Oh, last second.
There it is. Straight down. Walks away. Nice. Good stuff. He wasn't in the corner, so it's not guaranteed. So.
Here we start though with that Luke game. Nice patience from Ramsey, not being caught by the tech and using that flash.
Nice confirm as well. Like he's so good at confirming those.
He's just waiting for his V trigger. There it is. Couldn't get activated from there. It wasn't quite ready.
Oh, neutral jumping in anticipation of that standing heavy kick activation.
Oh, he's been using that flash chop in such an efficient way.
Is he going to hold it or take it? And he woke up with a button and respected Joe's wake up there. And is he going to watch out for it? It's the P!
There it is.
He did it as I said it!
Wow. Wow.
Joe got a
Things
bit-
have changed.
Joe got a bit too
Things have
comfortable.
changed.
See, in a situation like that, that's interesting because if you leave such a huge space between, you know, Luke and Alex, and if Alex has got meter, how do you think they're not going to do the Stampede? You have to respect it because they're respecting your fireball, because then when you're going to let loose the V trigger, but at the same time, you got to respect the air Stampede. What going to say you can't walk forward? What going to say you can't walk forward, close that distance, change the mind game in that situation there. Maybe sneak another cross-up jump. He's been struggling with that the whole time, as Veggie made the observation before. So. Crush counter.
Oh, what a
Big crush counter.
And the damage is so good. That like the
Yeah, and gets the OP as well. Like Alex in the corner is just terrifying.
Oh, that's not stunned yet.
He's not far from it.
Oh, he almost got him. He
look
almost
for
got
that
him.
throw,
Yeah, he almost got him. Good timing there from Joe.
Change the tables.
I hope he doesn't fall too much apart right now. Though. Okay, he's ready again, taking that throw.
One
Another
more.
one.
One more.
Another number one.
One more. Another one. No, the overhead.
The chop. And it's the classical loop round where it's like
No way, dude. Hello?
Yeah.
and you just die.
Did someone catch that truck that just ran over him?
Well, here's the thing. Like, even without his V-trigger, Luke's still in the fight because of the corner carry to put him in the corner and then have the throw situation, because he's got one of the best post-throw situations in the game. So, in the corner anyway. Oh, right.
he got it.
Oh,
That still happens with Luke players. I won't blame him for that. That still happens with Luke players. Oh, he's
Lost
just looking
friends
for
tried to
yeah.
escape. Oh,
That's such a
momentum completely on his side.
thing is like you block the crouch medium kick and then you're walking forward and you get hit by the film and it's just working out for Luke. It's kind of like the way it was for Kareem back in the day, right? You blocked the crouch medium kick, got hit by the Finkel, and you died.
Yeah, listen, do you know what it is? I think one of the things that you really need to understand about Luke, it's difficult for a lot of people, is it's when to challenge him, because his normals, how they're spaced correctly, it's very hard to take your turn back. Even one of the ones that are plus, like we were talking about crouch medium punch before, nice clash. It's just hard to work around certain things at the time. This is confirmed though.
Just to confirm, yeah. And,
The reason I say Mr. Confirm is because I see Phenom did all the time.
yeah, it's like you're holding back there. Oh, that was
Oh, big drop.
I wonder if he's on hitbox.
Oh,
gotta
don't
be
jump out the
plus.
corner. He teched instead.
Oh, he got hit. Yeah.
Nope, of course. Misses the throw, but always plus on whip, baby.
Okay, of course. Oh, that's like, why are you walking forward? Imagine trying to walk forward. How dare you?
He needs to take his turn back somehow. He's got the health to do it. Another, yeah, he's been using flash chop as like an extra tool to use. Wow, that lariat hit far.
And that is a good range.
I hit so deep.
And there's that he's so ahead on the mix-up right now. It's not been really baited, Joe. Not ready to chip dashes the ramp. Smelling blood. Activation. Oh,
Yeah.
it's tech.
That's
Nice.
fine, because he's got one of the best
Yeah.
throw ranges in the game. That's completely fine.
Absolutely. Nice interruption.
And here again.
once
yeah,
again.
he didn't spend
were
the
right
bar.
earlier, by the
I'm not
way.
sure about that, Ramsey.
Ooh, it might come back to bite him. No, it doesn't. There you go. Finishes the round.
That's interesting.
Ramsey's confidence level so high, he doesn't even super cash out.
And look, the angle that he was worried about Crouch Fist before, he's slightly just micro adjusted it to make sure it hits, because I remember Crouch Fist did get buffed in some capacity to be more consistent as anti-air, but yeah, could still be a bit risky in that regard.
I think maybe Oval was right earlier because that looked like the same range where he blocked and respected her. It's like we're talking millimeters or like
Yeah, it's like, but you can definitely see, like, even if it's like such a small distance, you can see Ramsey's one of those like micro-managing players. You can
Oh,
constantly
right, there
see
you go.
him
And he
shift.
missed it, unfortunately, there. Couldn't get the cancel. He's going to have to take this. Joe's going to have to take a grab here.
Combo.
And he does a jab instead. No anti there from Ramsey.
but at least he is patient enough.
Lost frames there. Now he was patient. Oh, gonna get out of the corner scot-free.
Yeah, it gets everyone. That tick throw from crouch jab, it gets everyone. You sit there, you get crouch jab, block, throw. You're like, God damn it, next time I'll tech. Then he just shimmies you, and you're like, all right, next time I'll just do this. And you're like, oh god, this like, nah, I can't do anything. Just take the grab, but let's end it there. You want to throw me? It's just a matter of when you're gonna do it. And Joe makes it 8-4. 2 more games to go. 2 more games.
Really like Ramsey's mentality approaching this first Nintendo. Like, you can definitely see he's playing the long game.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know if he's going to change another character. It's got to be after this, but I think he's going to stick it out with Alex for the remainder of this set.
I hope so, because it has been working. Like, it's not about the character right now.
Yeah, I think it's like 4-3 in Joe's favor with the Alex. Oh, one and
It's been really close.
firm even on that stun light punch.
Stun's coming.
This challenge. Oh, he's out of there.
He's going to V-shift or hold it. Yeah, he V-shifted out. And again, and he read it. And that didn't combo. That did not combo.
That didn't even combo, yeah. Wow, what a challenge.
No, with the fireball. He went with the fireball. He's going to lose the game. Oh, no, he's not dead.
He didn't actually. He didn't go for the optimal. He could have definitely killed him.
Oh, no.
Here's the activation, though.
Oh, no. Who's gonna rob who? Who is going to rob who? The jump. Oh, man.
Certified Beggy moment.
There was a quick picture of Beggy's face stealing around there. You done it SFL, it's contagious.
That was perfect timing.
Oh man, hard kick.
I love watching bodies.
That was brilliant.
Oh man.
Ramsey's just waiting for that trigger. He needs that trigger. Oh, the shimmy. Stun's racking up. One tick throw will do it, all back throw. There it is.
There it is.
I told you, what did I say? After the tick throw, you just said, take the grab next.
I can take it. I can take it.
God.
Look like a fool, right?
Oh, man, I promise you, it's embarrassing. Because you're just like, you really can't do anything in this situation. All it is a grab. All it is a throw. Nice whip punch.
Oh, jammers, let's go.
Give him a minute. Just waiting there, getting the block.
Yeah, I think you're right. Joe doesn't really have that firm game.
Yeah, it's not there yet.
Yeah.
I know.
like
This is what I noticed from somebody else saying, and I've noticed it as well. Like, he's done. He's stunned.
Oh wow, he is done.
No, I don't think
Pack
he's dead.
this man
I
up.
don't think he's dead.
Oh, he has to.
No. Is it?
Pack this man up. He's dead.
Told you. Hold that.
No!
Give my money. He's
No
dead.
way!
Slumped.
No, he
Nah,
got
you got
hit.
slumped. Right, he gives you crouch like
I
you
got
activate.
hit by the Luke
No,
Super
he gives you
2.
crouch like you activate here, and it'll work. Oh, he didn't do it.
Oh,
It would have worked.
jumps out. He has damage. I needs to slow down. Okay, he is.
No, I'm done. Don't do head crush. Don't do head crush. Please don't do head crush. Don't do head crush.
Like this. I want more games.
Oh, he tried to dash.
This is so risky because, like, one of these.
He's dead.
And that killed.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. First for the wake up.
And certified bro moment.
That was Ramsey's game. That was all. That had Ramsey's name written all over it. The writing was on the wall. It was dead. He couldn't because, again, Joe identified several times, and it's worked again. He said, you know what? There's an angle you don't want to MTM it or even try. So we got the kind of hit and we were able to close it out there. He's trying hard shot.
It's not out of it yet, though.
Ramsey, take it one game at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Joe did. It's 9. Joe's got one more game to win.
Yeah. The stream team.
Oh, he's getting excited. No, he's getting
He's
excited. He
missing
thought he'd take-
puts.
No. He meant to do that. He meant to
He's
do that.
definitely trying to start right now.
Oh,
and I think Ramsey should tell him that you're not allowed to do this to me.
I gave him the
Going in.
benefit of the doubt.
No, you don't do that. Not in that situation. Why would you do dash up sandblast in man's face? No.
Yeah, that would be
No.
He meant to do that DP, and he's dead.
Nice. Walk back.
Spin the bar, bro.
You guys have. He doesn't want. He wants a super. He needs the damage.
Super. But the thing is, if you spend the bar, you get a better.
I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm on your side here. I was just joking.
He's out.
Oh, that's okay.
No, he's out. He's fine.
Oh, big jump in.
And he's right back in. He left his keys in the house.
And if that's not,
I left the stove on.
if that's not a classical Alex moment, though.
Wow, the standing medium punch.
It's just like Alex gets out and then immediately jumps back in. It always works out for Alex.
No, I've seen multiple characters do that. That's a player thing.
It's an unwritten rule.
He wanted something, but he got something else from that
block.
anti attempt.
He's in.
It's it.
Gotta be careful. Super's looming on Joe's end. Super is looming.
Punish. Big punish.
Watch out for the super.
Gonna be.
Yeah, he's respecting it.
Joe has really
That's
good read
smart.
on when he's respecting it not. No, that was too sick.
Nice. That confirm was so
Yeah.
sick.
He's got it's that close range of jab, stand medium punch, flash chop, Crouching medium kick. He hasn't really crouching medium punch. Sorry. He hasn't really been using Alex's stand medium kick or the medium kick buttons in general. I know he's used crouching medium kick once or twice, but he's more on the punch button side or looking for like damaging conversions. Not these straight hits. He'll get 1 or 2 straight hits when he finds out what Joe's damage output. He said, "Why can't I do that?" He said, "Let me just fling out a lariat here. Let me do this there."
I feel like the thing about Alex's standing medium kick just is that even though it's better than it was, definitely. Like it just feels like standing medium punch is so good, and crouching medium punch and crouching medium kick, like they all just seem better in some other
Well,
ways.
if Joe sits there, he's gonna cut him with a command grab if he's not careful. There's one grab. Let's see what he does. Oh, and you knew it. Jump over
It's
it.
not like the activation, Ramsey. That happens a lot. And it's the counter reconversion. Is this gonna be the round? You know, when you're cornered against Luke, you're in for trouble.
He tried
to do the EX, yeah.
Tried to escape.
At least Halo is done. Stays alive, but doesn't have the V-trigger just yet. Might get it though. Depends on the hit.
Used the reversal, but
Nah,
it was
at this point,
too slow.
At this point, Ramsey needs a lariat, and he's not going to get it.
Yeah.
It's a throw. Right, we're looking at match point here for Joe Umerogan. He's going to go back to work and listen to the podcast. He's in a hurry. See what he can do. He still hasn't got it.
Nice, I love it. Don't let these people neutral jump shimmy on you.
Gonna wait it out here before he just look for a jump. Joe's gonna look for a jump soon. He just has to wait for Ramsey to get close enough. Ooh. I think he's trying to get out. Buffered.
Great reaction from him.
Back throw. Gotta be careful with these characters, man. Rose, Poison, Bison. Gotta be careful. Can Birdie do it as well?
Yeah, yes. Good throw range, I think.
Good whip on him. Ramsey gotta be careful with every hit now. Yeah, he's got every risk he takes. You're gonna lose, man. Gotta be careful. No frame trap.
Oh, no activation.
Watch out for the hard kick. Watch out for the hard
Now
kick.
you
Watch out for the hard kick.
really need to make something happen here.
That's it. That's it. Chip in. Chip in. Force it.
You have to keep. Do not activate.
Force it. Oh, he's not forcing it.
No, and he finally micro walk those. Michael finally finds the tech, and jab is all he needs.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Umerogan, the Supreme Podcast, he's made his way into the FGC and he said, listen to my podcast and listen to my Luke gameplay. No more Akuma. It is all about Joe Umerogan. He wins it and you will see him at the Capcom Cup Finals. Let me see those GGs in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I got to say, it was a treat to watch these guys play. The character roster that was used by Ramsey as well. I like that he stuck with 2. I thought we were going to see another character, see what goes on, just see the, like, you know, spin the wheel against Luke, see which one works best. But he stuck with Alex and it was fearsome. But we are going to have to ask him on the other side of this break who or why did he switch to Alex and why didn't he start with him in the first place. But yes, we're going to take a 5-minute break, and when we come back, we're going to have Joe Umerogan and Ramsey on the other side of this. So we'll see you soon. Don't go nowhere.
He can't get away from him. He just can't get away.
I've never seen that before.
Neither have I didn't even know that happened. Wow. He tried to escape. He tried to run away from the command grab, but there was no command grab there.
I'm proud to join you on your quest. Mission time. Let's move out. Happy hunting! You're done for!
Be careful!
You can connect with a net battler on the other side of the planet whenever you want. Cyber Society sure is something.
right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets featuring Joe Umerogan and Ramsey. If you are just joining us tonight, the set is concluded. You can see the scoreline next to me over there. If you want to go back and watch the set, you can do once the stream is done, or you can rewind the archives on twitch.tv/CatConFighters, or you can just head on the YouTube channel and wait till the stream is done. But yes, we have our two guests here. Joe, Ramsey, can you guys hear me loud and clear once again?
Yep.
All clear. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so Joe, congratulations on winning that set there. Looks like the Luke is coming along quite nicely. So, first of all, I've got to ask you your approach to the Alex matchup, I should say. That seems like a character you bumped into more often online than Gil, I should say. What's your approach going into the Alex matchup, Joe?
Trying my best not to get annoyed. It's more of a mental approach. I find Alex very annoying personally. So it's all mental. You just play safe and then don't get annoyed when he gets in.
Okay, is it more of a buttons thing? Is it his V-trigger thing? Is it the negative stigma Alex built over the years? What is it that annoys you about Alex?
He's like he kind of, it feels like fighting against him like you're fighting Zangief Jr. or something. Like the way neutral goes, it's just annoying. Like all of his buttons outrange me slightly, but he's still not that good. So I have to try to outplay him in neutral, but it's annoying. And then he gets in and does all this damage.
I like that. My man called himself Zangief Jr. I can't unhear that now. Zangief Jr. I mean, listen, he's got higher damage output than Zangief when things and the stars align, of course. But there was another thing we noticed as well. You obviously, Luke right now, everyone's using V-Skill 2 suppress it. You're still using V-Skill 1. Is there any particular reason why you're still using the V-Skill 1? I can think of a reason, but I want to hear it from yourself, Joe.
V-Skill 1's crazy. It's insane. It's so good. Like, that's why I use it. I don't know, like, I think anything to add complexity to the game, the match, just has more advantageous, like, is more advantageous than V-Skill 2. V-Skill 2 is just a button, and you press it, you don't make a call when you press it, you just press it. But V-Skill 1, you're making an extra decision, and then it just, like, adds up, and your opponent has to deal with a lot more stuff. I like it a lot.
Okay, you know what? I like the reasoning there, but my counter argument to that is that exact reasoning can be used for V-Skill 2. I get it. It is a button because, again, like Luke has great throws and he's got great situations post throws as well. And if people don't want to take that throw, you condition them long enough, you do the suppress and get full combo from the cancel. Anyway, for me, what me, Veggie, and Ovaha noticed, what we saw was, okay, I see that you like to buffer a lot of these buttons more with Luke than other people, and I thought that's why you're using V-Skill 1 a bit more, because it's like, right, now I can do these kind of safe buffers and get a huge reward. Is that part of the reason, or is that are we completely wrong in that regard?
Yeah, it buffs his neutral because of those buffers, right? They're just afraid of getting hit by, crouching medium punch into a bunch of damage. It makes all of his conversions scarier.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Now, Ramsey, you started off with Gil, but things weren't quite working out. How often do you play Luke versus Gil?
Not often at all, to be honest. Not any good Lukes anyway. Hobbit on ranked or something like that. Not any good Lukes in there. But yeah, I don't have I wouldn't say I have a good feel on the matchup in general, but I still think Luke kind of takes the matchup in general against Gil, just because it's hard for like I said before, it's hard for Gil to set up his fireball game against certain characters. Luke's one of those characters where his fireball just kind of outmatches Gil, so I can't set up mine, so you kind of have to play around not having a fireball with Gil, and that's pretty tough.
Okay, and what was your reasoning for picking V-Trigger 2 over V-Trigger 1? Do you think V-Trigger 1 would have helped combat the fireballs? Do you think you weren't going to get much out of it? Because I thought you picked V-Trigger 2 for the stun and the mix-up situations. I mean, talk to me about your V-Trigger choice.
V-Trigger 1's kind of bad in general. I mean, both V-Triggers aren't that great in general, but V-Trigger 1, V-Trigger 1, you kind of use it just to carry your opponent from one corner to the next. If you get that corner situation where you do the parry and then you move them all the way to the other corner, there's no post activation for V-Trigger 1. So with V-Trigger 2, if you saw I was doing a lot of medium punch into fireballs, those are actually plus. So with V-Trigger 2, at the very least, there's some utility for it after you activate. If you don't get the hit, you can still do other things, whereas V-Trigger 1, it's if you don't get the hit with it, you kind of just wasted your V meter.
Okay, interesting. Obviously, it didn't work out, and you swapped to Alex, and it looks like you had a lot more success with Alex. First of all, I didn't know you had an Alex, so it's great to see that. And then, secondly, do you think Alex is a much better pick for you in regards to going up against the top tiers, shall I say, outside of the other characters?
Yeah, of course, top tier. I mean, Alex is regarded as pretty. What is he, like high mid tier this season? He's gotten a lot of buffs over the years. Alex players complaining for 5 years straight did that for him. So he's got the tools to dish out. He's got neutral better than most grapplers in the game compared to maybe except Laura. But in regards to neutral, he's got a better neutral than Zangief, and like Umerogan said, mini Geef kind of with that new throw range that he's got. So yeah. Against certain top tiers, I think Alex fares pretty well.
Okay. So when you picked Alex, was it for a specific reason, or was it just to have fun? You find Alex fun, or was it something that you find like, okay, Alex is kind of a good complementary character for your other characters? How do you feel about that?
Well, yeah. So, like I said, I like grapplers a lot in fighting games in general, so I'm not a huge fan of Abigail. Never really gave Birdie a shot. So when I tried Alex out, and he was, it was shaping up to be pretty well. In this matchup, there's a couple of things that Alex can do that I won't say shut down Luke, but can combat it better than Gil could. I didn't want to bust out any other character today. I just wanted to see if the Alex would fare a little bit better than the Gil, and yeah, it worked out a little bit better towards the end, but.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, we noticed as well, the mid-range, after you scared Joe with a couple of the hard kicks, got the crush counters and good V-trigger activation conversions, we noticed that how effective you were with crouch jab, regular flash chop, EX flash chop, crouch and beanie punch. In that mid-range, you were getting a lot of mileage from that, and it felt that you were, like, you don't get the same reward as Luke, but you felt more comfortable there. I mean, is it... Because I thought the flash chops were like -4 or something. Do you feel it's safe to use it as like a poking tool for max distance, or is that something?
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So one of the things, like I said, the flash chop, Luke can't do his target combo after that. So he either has to commit to like crouch jab into upper, or he just kind of has to hold it. So it's one of those things that Alex can do to kind of just get some free chip damage and to just poke it around in the neutral, since he doesn't have a low forward or anything like that, but. It's in my opinion, a real good poke tool if you space it correctly. It can just annoy people. It goes through fireball, so you can get that trade from time to time. And yeah, flash chop, EX flash chop. Just throw those out in neutral. They're quick. They're hard to punish if it's spaced correctly. So yeah, that was one of the tools I was thinking about going in.
That was good.
And one of the reasons why I pick Alex too. Yeah,
I just wish you went from Alex from the start. Obviously, you told us with Gil and you announced the Gil at the start of the fight card. But if you went with Alex from the start and obviously see more games and the adaptation, and maybe went to Gil later on in the set, that probably would have been interesting to see. But no, it's great to see that your Alex is coming along quite nicely. That is fantastic. You are definitely representing characters that are not in the top 10. That's great. Veggie, you got any questions you want to ask the guys?
Yeah, if I say to you, Joe, that I think like the big bodies, except Zangief, let's not add Zangief, but the big bodies deal well with Luke, would you agree with that response, or do you think Luke mauls these as well?
Maybe Birdie, but that's about it. I don't think anyone else.
Alex? What?
Not really. No, I think Luke beats Alex. It's just he's annoying. So.
No.
That's the route that Alex wins.
Joe, you are onto something. I say this about video games all the time. We can apply this to fighting games and matches, whatever. I think some people still cannot make this clear distinction between something being hard and something being annoying. Just because something's annoying doesn't mean I can't do it. It's just frustrating in a couple of areas. Hard is like, I can't do this. Like, I really can't do this. Like, Ramsey does not want to fight Poison. That's hard, right?
Yeah.
That's hard.
It's nothing like that. Right? It's nothing like that.
There you go. Right. So I understand when you're saying it's like, okay, you feel only Birdie. I kind of have to disagree, maybe because we're biased because we've got Problem X over here in our region, and he's one of the world's best Alex players. We've seen him hold it down in that match as well. Okay, it takes a little bit more work with Alex. I don't think Luke completely destroys Alex. Remember, he's got the health to work with. He does get a couple of conversions. You were getting hit by a lot of damaging stuff there. And I do feel, Joe, if you didn't have that reversal, it would have been a different story.
Yeah, definitely.
That's just my opinion anyway. I mean, feel free to disagree. Feel free to disagree.
But to like beat Luke, you gotta beat like the swarm of Lukes, not just one Luke. So like
Swarm of bees.
I don't know if Alex can do that. You need a character that can do that.
Oh no, okay, all right. Let me I'm gonna give you an impromptu question here, right? Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you think any character in the game can beat Luke 10 different Lukes in a row? Do you think any character in the game can do that, Joe? He's thinking about it. I think there's 10 Lukes the Capcom can't. What? Let's say ideally someone makes out in a group and it's just Luke back to back, like to the finals. Do you think they can do it? What character do you think can do that? Do you think any character can do that?
Dude, probably not. Probably not. Like, think about who plays Luke.
That's
like,
true.
there's like Phenom, Punk,
yourself,
Chris CCH,
yourself, yeah,
myself. I don't know if anyone like we saw Pugera like a couple weeks ago at the World War. He beat like a bunch of Lukes in a row.
I think Pugera could do it.
Yeah,
maybe him, but I don't know. That was one time. He has to do it again.
I personally find I think looks like Balrog deals well with Luke, but that's just my opinion, of course. I'm not a Luke player or a Balrog player.
Yeah.
No, that's fine as well.
With Ramsey, what do you think about like when you play Alex against Luke? Does it feel like the matchup is losing, or does it feel like it's more of an even matchup to you?
I would say slightly in Luke's favor, just because Alex doesn't necessarily have a real way to deal with fireballs in general. His fireball's too fast to do like EX elbow and reaction and stuff.
Yep.
But Luke can't just willy-nilly do like low forward in the fireball. I know a couple of times Rogan would do low forward in the fireball and I would punish it with crouch medium punch. That's just a free punish half the time because it's -6 for Luke. But yeah, in general, Luke kind of wins, but Alex can just keep walking forward almost and just play the grappler game, walk him out to the corner and then try to maul him there. But the fireball being the main tool that Luke has against him, I think it gives it slightly in his favor.
Okay, no, good assessment, because how I love watching you play. You've become one of my favorite players to watch the last couple of months, and just hearing your philosophy and your attitude towards the game is great to see. More people need to adopt your strategy, just not your characters. There's a difference. But
actually,
go on.
I have a specific question for Ramsey. We saw you being very proficient at cross-cutting with Alex.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, because grapplers usually don't have these kinds of duels where you have to do like the DP motion reverse
Right.
on a cross-up situation. So did you have to learn cross-cutting specifically for Alex, and do you find it difficult for Alex?
No, I didn't have to learn it specifically for Alex. I had to learn it for Sagat because dude's so freaking tall and everything. But yeah, no, I think it's one of those things that if you're gonna be a proficient Alex player, that's something you absolutely have to do, because that's one of his main drawbacks, right? Is that he has not so great anti-airs. Well, at least when it comes to cross-ups, he doesn't have so great anti-airs. But yeah, plenty of practice with Shotos. I've been playing Shotos. That I was like the main character, Ken players ever since Street Fighter 4. Right. But yeah, playing Sagat and all that, I learned how to do crosscuts from Sagat mostly, and it just adapted over when I played Alex.
Yeah, because we noticed you've done it a couple of times and it worked out really well. But there was that angle that Joe, he said he's annoyed at Alex. He was pretty annoyed with that jump medium kick. It worked a lot. But it looks like, because at times the crouch fist worked. I know that they get buffed. I can't remember if it was in the final update or the patch before that. Crouch fist was working at some times, and other times it didn't work. And that was kind of one of the big things where you were losing grounds because you hesitated between that. And even when your crosscut did work, there's one occasion I think you tried and it still didn't work. Is that one of the angles, not just Luke? Because I feel maybe Ed might be able to get away with that. Lucia might be able to get away with that. I can't remember what other jump medium kick might be able to get away with that. Maybe a Zeku might be able to get away with that. Maybe Kage as well, because there are a couple of jump medium kicks that look infuriating to deal with at that angle. Is that something where you have to find another answer, or are you just happy to take the block and deal with the mix-up after that, Ramsey?
It was a little bit of input error on me. There was a couple of times you probably saw where I tried to actually do the crosscut and I missed it and I got hit. But I would say my confidence started to deteriorate a little bit when I missed a couple. So I was just trying to either hold it or find another way around it. But yeah, it's the same with any crosscut DP. If you get the input down correctly, or if you do the auto correct correctly, it comes out and it works just fine. It was just a couple of input errors on my part
And,
because it's kicks. Yeah, it's kicks instead of punches, so it was not too familiar with it, but still, yeah.
Because I saw you do like a cross-cut stand light punch once. Was that like muscle memory from a different?
I was literally about to mention. I'm like you said, with most characters or most players, it's just a punch from the crosscut. They don't have to go, it's a kick this time, and it's like, okay, so that definitely feels bad.
Yeah, kicking two kicks for EX. Yeah, so
and I mean, at this stage in the game, when you're dropping combos or situations like that for their damage in the OK situations, it's so pivotal and it can be so game changing. So it's unfortunate there, but you know what? I remember someone did once tell me, said like, it's better that you try and fail than not do it at all, because when you try and you get it into your muscle memory, it becomes like, you know, intrinsic at that point. So it's like, if you're not doing it and keep hesitating, you're never going to learn to get out of it. You're going to be stuck in kind of this bad mental state when you see anyone jumping at that angle. So the fact that you're even trying, okay, it wasn't, unfortunately, it didn't work out most of the time, but the fact you're trying is already a step forward. So it's great to see that. Now, Joe,
I just want to add on that, because you know, when I came back to Street Fighter with Street Fighter 5, like at the end of Season 2 or Season 3 start, and this might sound weird because Birdie had or still has a really strong crouch medium punch, but I came from, you know, Zangief Lariat, Street Fighter 4. So I would just not anti-air people with crouch medium punch for the first like few months, and to get that muscle timing down, I was like, every time someone jumps, I'm gonna press crouch medium punch, and if I don't press crouch medium punch, I'm just gonna stand there and let them get the hit. And that's kind of like how I learned to get a different kind of anti-air now. And now, of course, I think it's easy to do normal anti-airs, but I wasn't used to it because of Zangief. So it's just like punishing yourself while trying to get it in muscle memory. Just a little story. Sorry, I just wanted to add that because I thought that was funny.
No, it's fine, because I think, again, part of the way people learn is you need to fixate on that situation. So maybe at one point, you know, to learn crosscut, you go, okay, when the guy jumps, I will crosscut. Even if I flop it, I'm just going to try and do it. Don't matter about the outcome of the match or whatever. Let's focus on this thing today. Like, again, just to give you guys context, I've been learning Seth recently. I've just been learning his V-Trigger 2 setups before I learn anything else. I'm like, let me activate this thing and see if these setups work before I actually, like, really go deep in this character and flesh out his actual neutral game. Let me do that first. That's what you got to prioritize certain things before you go completely nuts and make a complete package. People do that. People learn at different stages. So it's actually great to see that. But, right, Joe, obviously you are qualified for the CPT finals. Let me ask you, how is your training for that coming along? What have you been doing, without revealing too much?
I think my Luke's pretty close to optimal, so I don't know if I need to practice the game that much, like grind it or whatever, but I do need to learn the habits of like learn the mental side of competition. So I need to learn the habits of whoever's there, basically. I need to learn all the players.
Okay.
Like, you can only be so optimal.
Yeah, you can only be so optimal. I mean, have you been watching videos? You've been studying like all the other players, or have you just been like, haha, Luke, he's gonna do the work for me?
No. I've been working hard, but like less practice, more like watching.
So have you? Okay, more watching, more studying. Have you also been doing image training as well? So maybe on your way to work, maybe on your way to school, you just go, you know what? Maybe jab, light flash knuckle might work against Ryu, stand light kick in this situation. So you just think about it, sort of thing.
Yeah, but not by choice. It's like a sickness. I just, no matter what, I just think about Street Fighter. What throughout my life.
I mean, that's not. Listen, let me tell you this. Let me break it down for you, because Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a new experience for you coming up next month, isn't it? You haven't done this before, something of this magnitude. You've been to tournaments, but you haven't been of one this magnitude. Is that correct?
Yeah, but you know, tournament's a tournament. I've been going to tournaments for like 8 years, and I've been in like a lot of like top 8s at big stuff.
Okay.
I used to be a Smash player. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Do
really?
tell.
Yeah.
Share with the class.
I was really good at that game, like close to top level. So all this like tournament nerves, whatever. I don't know, like it's cool. It's not that bad for me.
So how did we go from a Smash player to a Street Fighter player? What made you come on mosey on over to Street Fighter?
In Smash 4 for Wii U, Ryu was a DLC character.
No way.
And that was my main.
No way.
So I played Ryu in that game, and I was like, I should play Street Fighter if I'm so good at Ryu in this game. And that's how it happened. And like I said, it was around Evo 2017 with Tokido.
So let me get this Ume Thunder. I'm gonna call you Ume Thunder now. Let me get this timeline correct. You're a Smash player who played Ryu DLC. You just happened happened to click on twitch.tv/Evo, and you saw Akuma, and then you said, that character looks cool, and you played Akuma for a little while, then you realized demon setups were taken away, fireball setups weren't working, his health went down, you said, hold on, something's alright here, and you just speak Luke, you said, oh, everything's fine again.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yep, pretty much.
Damn, what a timeline.
But what about confirms? Do you think that's something you can work on, or is it just not working out today, Joe?
I don't know why they were missing, but they were missing today.
Well, no, if there's one thing I noticed when I was watching the regional finals, and we did notice it a bit here, is when you do go forward. Hey, listen. I'm devil's advocate. I'm just doing my job as a commentator. You can hate me all you want. I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job. But no, one thing we did notice, I think there's just the one thing I'd say, it is the low forward into X flash knuckle in certain situations. Not just the
okay, what about all the confirms I hit?
Look,
confirms are hard.
Okay, no, hold on. You hit, I'll give you that, you hit 90% of them. But there's going to be times, and again, we're too used to this. I think this is what we are too used to, not just us. I'm saying in general, at looking at Lukes across the globe, right? We see a crouch beating kick, we just expect it to be cancelled into now. We're not thinking about, oh, you were throwing out the beating kick, but were you looking for the confirm? Did you want to poke? Did you want to establish something? What did you want? It's more than just, oh, just hit confirm. We're on commentary, I'm just like, oh, no hit confirm. Oh, he didn't do it. Oh, he got it this time. Oh, that's it. I think there's more to it, but again, it's the times where, I see it like this. If you miss a knockdown opportunity that's big, you got to put the guy on the floor. Unless you're Lauren, you can keep them standing, you get a command grab mix up, you got to put the guy on the floor. And every chance you miss to put the guy on the floor, that's why you find Alex annoying, because you don't put him on the floor all the time. That's me. If you want to argue me, Joe, you can argue, please. I'm not the player. I'm the backseat gamer. I'm backseating.
It's damage on the table, so I'm not being optimal if I'm missing it, and you need to be optimal to win.
And another question: are you playing on Hitbox by any chance?
No, I'm playing on a PS5 pad.
Sick. Right. I like that. Have you always been playing on the PS5 pad, or did you swap from DualShock 4?
I swapped from DualShock 4 because they kept breaking. But
well, how do you find it?
I think it's slightly worse than DualShock 4, but it hasn't broken yet. So
I think that's what.
Do you go for DualShock 4 for
listen,
Capcom Cup?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You gonna use a PS4 pad for Capcom Cup?
No. I'll use PS5.
Okay, all right. Listen, man. Joe, I feel you. These pads are expensive, so I don't want them breaking either.
Yeah, the reason why I asked is that highlighted just now, because it happened a few times where you got DP or EXDP when you won a fireball. So I was just thinking maybe that was like a hitbox training thing.
What if that was intentional? When I did dash DP, that was intentional.
What if you did stand fierce EXDP?
yeah, no, that wasn't intentional. I remember my mistakes, and I remember the ones that were intentional.
Don't worry. Listen, we know that dash out EXDP was intentional, and I love the fact that Ramsey did not even budge.
I knew it was coming at some point. It was like
the dash is -2. The dash is -2. It's inviting you to take your turn. Just get hit by it.
Do you know what? If you take that mentality to the cup, you just might win it. And listen, I know he said it's just another tournament. So Joe, if you win the cup, 60-40 split, I get the 60, right? Is that what we agreed on?
Wow.
Sure.
Okay, Joe. So we talked about Capcom Cup. You going to Capcom Cup. Is there someone specific as a player that you would want to face? Like, not out of like a good matchup or anything. Like, you just want to play someone. Who would that be? Is there someone?
Well, the main two people I want to play are Daigo and Tokido, but they're not in. But they might win the LCQ.
Wait, are you another one? Wait, hold on. Are you another one? Do you think Daigo's gonna make it out of the LCQ?
He has to, bro. He's been in every single.
Wow.
He's been in every single Capcom Cup. He has to.
I'm sorry. No, I swear.
It's poetic.
No. Because Joe, okay, to give you context, our guest last week. For those of you who don't know, our guest last week, Neon and Piano Densetsu. Shouts to those guys. They are under this illusion that Daigo is going to make it in the cup. Do you think
he's just going to show up? He has to show up. It's just this law.
Joe, listen. You have the luxury of not being in that LCQ. So do you, Ramsey. There are over 200 players there, and a lot of them, again, like you said, they have been previous CPT finalists, or they've been in some capacity Evo winner, a Capcom Cup winner, something. And you think Daigo's just going to come out and then just win? You think that?
He has to. It's the storyline.
Plot armor.
Plot armor, true.
Do you know what? I listen. I don't have. I'm not discrediting. I don't have any faith in Daigo's ability. I think he can. I just don't think he's gonna win this LCQ. That's me.
Did you?
I don't think
Everyone always says that when Daigo has a slump. Everyone always says that, and then comes back. So.
Damn, you've really been following the Daigo storyline for as long as you've played.
I respect this.
All right, you know what? Ramsey, hold on. Ramsey,
He knows
talk
his
to me.
lore.
Ramsey, do you think Daigo's gonna win this LCQ?
I don't know, man. That's a lot of loops in that LCQ.
It's not even that. It's not. Do you know? It's not even the loops. I just think it's who's there. I think it's just who's there, not even just the loops. Joe, I think you got the Daigo shades, or you might need to take them off.
I like wearing them. They're fun.
Fair. All right, sorry, Vega.
Ramsey, so I'm sure you want to be a Zangief player. I'm guessing though, but so you can correct me if I'm wrong. But if Zangief was to be competitive, what is it that he needs that he's not getting? What is it that he needs?
Oh, you think for me?
Yeah.
No,
yeah. What do you personally think to make Zangief more viable, or to like, you know what, for you to be your
You guys
main
want
again?
the whole list? You want the whole list?
We'll be here for another. No, you do.
So to start, so to start, how about a jab confirm? You know, at the very least, a jab confirm would be nice. You can't even do jab into lariat without, you know, I don't know why they took that away from him, but a jab confirm would be nice. Some form of advancing move that he can use to actually have neutral. Because if you think about it, Zangief doesn't. He's got stand light kick into lariat, but it's so stubby that it's not able to reach almost any button that people throw out unless it's like a short low forward or something like that. But half the moves that are thrown out in neutral, Zangief can't whiff punish it correctly. Every other grappler in this game, almost every other character in this game has some form of forward moving move that they can cancel into in order for them to actually play some form of neutral, except Zangief. He doesn't have anything like that. Better V triggers. For some reason, Zangief is the only character in this game with a 3-bar V trigger that he can't do on block. So he can't get plus frames from his 3-bar V trigger on block like every other character in this game. So a 3-bar V trigger that you can't use unless they throw a fireball is that seems kind of ridiculous, right? So again, he needs some form of forward movement. He can't even use V trigger 2 without some miracle that he gets in and he's able to utilize it, but he can't force the initiative that other characters can force with their V trigger, with either his V triggers because of V shift or back dash or what have you. So he needs to be able to have some move that he can do that makes it plus for him to, you know, establish that V trigger game plan that's in Street Fighter V, and he needs to be able to play neutral a little bit better. In Street Fighter 4 he had green hand. He could buffer into green hand. That was the thing that everybody has. You think about Laura is the same thing almost. She can do jab into elbow and she's plus in your face. That's what Zangief was in Street Fighter 4. If he had that in this game, it'd be, you know, a completely different story. So some form of neutral, some form of low forward, or not low forward, some form of like button into a special move so he can play neutral. Better way to activate V trigger and jab combos. He doesn't have jab combos.
Well, he used to. They just took him away.
Yeah, he used to. They took it away because I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, look. At the time, there wasn't as many characters, and I think predominantly, if I'm not mistaken, there were more fireball characters than other characters at the time. So V trigger was still impactful. When he did activate the trigger, it was from the SPD. You could bring him in. There was no V shift. Jab into Cyclone Lariat was pretty damn powerful. I mean, you can still do it now, but it's not as effective as it once was. V shift wasn't here. Poison wasn't here.
Poison Manad.
There was no second V skills either, and a couple of your good matchups did turn around because of those second V skills. So
right.
And EXSPD.
Throw Invincible on EXSPD too as well. Yeah, that's gone.
I think
that was a bit wild though.
No, yeah. I think they took that away because of V shift. That's my hunch. I could be wrong.
But why would they take it away? Throw Invincible for V shift. What's the point?
Because
so people could always throw on your
so they could throw you and do not
so
even
that they
throw
could feel
OS,
safe
so they
doing
could throw
something.
you.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? Geef? There's still an OS for him to do it though.
No, I mean that the opponent could
they took
safely throw you.
I'm saying they took away his throw invincibility off the EXSPD because they introduced V shift. So when someone knocked you down, how could they throw you if you had the V shift option and a throw invincible move? There was no
You would always
guarantee.
get out.
Yeah, because if I press the button
I
and
get that.
V-shift, you're out. If I threw you
needed
with
that.
SPD, you've basically won the game. There was no way to actually stay in on you, if that makes sense.
I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem.
You actually might have needed it though. I don't know.
No, I'm saying that's my hunch, though. I'm not
No,
saying that
you're right.
because
You're
no,
right.
because look how things have turned out now. Because if he had that, he probably would have been a little bit. He wouldn't be the worst character in the game right now. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
Be that.
No.
He'd be like what, second to worst.
I don't know. He'd have something to turn the him around. That's it. So, that's it. But no, it's obviously an interesting discussion there. But I mean, you can save your Zangief 2-hour podcast for another time, Meg. You do it on your own stream. Don't do it here.
I did this morning actually. I had like a side.
I can be a guest. We can talk about
I'll invite you both. Yeah.
You can both go. But obviously, we had a little bit of Joe's backstory with Smash. Ramsey, did you have more of a competitive background before, or was SF5 like the first fighting game you took seriously in terms of competing?
Yeah, Street Fighter V was my first fighting game that I took seriously. I didn't get into fighting games realistically until what was the last Evo for Street Fighter 4? It was 2015. Yeah. The Luffy versus Bonchan and
that was 2014.
Bonchan.
That was 2014.
That was 2014.
That was 2014.
Okay, that's when I fell in love with fighting games. Watching Sagat against Rose and that playing that matchup. It piqued my interest, and that's when I started really playing Street Fighter 4. Bought a fight stick, started learning how to do everything that everybody was telling me how to do, plinks and all that stuff. So before that it was just casually playing Dead or Alive, Killer Instinct, every fighting game. Mugen, I played pretty much every fighting game under the book, but took it seriously when Street Fighter 5 came out.
Okay, cool. Now I've got a question for both of you because we are running out of time here. So Joe, you qualified for the CPT through the World Warrior. We're going to be talking about Street Fighter 6 stuff now. So let me just, first of all, have you both played one of the two betas that came out last year in some form? Is that right? Is that safe to say you both have played the beta?
Yeah, I was in both both of them.
Okay, so Ramsey, let me get your opinion on Street Fighter 6. Have you got any hopes or concerns? Are you liking how the game's looking so far?
I'm liking how. I think it's fun. It's a whole new approach on the Street Fighter meta. It still feels like Street Fighter, obviously, but you gotta relearn the game, which I really like. It doesn't feel the same as the previous title, so that's good. High hopes for it. Not too picky about anything that's going on about the game. From when I played in the beta, I know everybody had some issues with some of the drive system mechanics, like drive impact and stuff, but it's a beta. I mean, most of us were just happy to play the game. You weren't really looking for long-term solutions for a mechanic that we've had 2, 3, 4 days to play it with. So I don't want to put a negative stigma on it just because it's something that everybody else is kind of like against. But overall I think it's a good start to the game. I know most of the time people have negative comments about fighting games when they first start out. Season 1's always a bit shaky for fighting games. There's always something that needs to be addressed, but I think it's a good initial start from what I played. The only thing I'm worried about is Guile.
Okay.
Guile was looking pretty crazy, man. I don't know about that one. You might have to do something about that.
Well, I mean, we'll see in due time because I think luckily in the second beta I managed to avoid basically all the Guiles, so I didn't have to deal with that.
Lucky you, yeah.
But even while watching I'm Still the Daddy, Knuckle Do, like solid Guile players in general, like they were going hard, and I'm like, boy, Guile is he looks a bit rough in this game with Drive Rush. Hey, good times. He can combo off his overhead as well from Drive Rush 1 bar. Great, good game. Who are you using in the beta? Ramsey, were you using Ken?
Yeah, for the most part I use Ken and a little bit of Jamie.
Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that, but again, I with your plethora of characters you have in Street Fighter 5, I can imagine you using about a third of the cast when Street Fighter 6 drops. You look like someone that will dance around the houses until we get like not even one character, we get a solid like 3 or 4. So I actually can't wait to see you play in Street Fighter 6. To be honest with you, you'll come through. I know you will. Joe, what about you? How did you find the beta? Hopes and concerns with Street Fighter 6? Looking forward to it, or you a bit worried about one or two things?
I only got to play the first beta, but I loved it. I thought it was amazing. So, I like I said, I'm originally a Ryu player, so Ryu being very strong in the beta made that really, really fun. I love Ryu.
Joe, I want you to do me one favor before you go to the cup. Can you get a t-shirt that says I love Ryu on it, please?
Sure.
Just say, I just get a t-shirt that says I love Ryu. And then you just
love Ryu. He's so cool.
And then I want you to do that. I want you to stamp Luke's face on it. I want you to say Luke's face and it says I love Ryu. I want you to just completely mix everybody up. It's great. But yeah, I mean, is there any other character that piques your interest in Street Fighter 6, Joe, or are you going to stick with Ryu for the start until someone else piques your interest?
I think Guile is really cool. I think he's really cool in Street Fighter 5, and he's super top tier in Street Fighter 6. So I'll probably try him out.
Wow.
But playing charge characters on PS5 pad hurts my fingers. So I've had a hitbox for like 3 years almost, but I've never used it. I've never learned it. It's just sitting here. I can literally see it.
Wow, that's good to know. Are you using the D-pad for charge, or using the analog stick for charge when you tried them on a pad?
The D-pad.
And what, did you get blisters, or you just did some stuff?
Yeah, it just hurts my finger. Like
fair.
After like an hour, it'll hurt my finger like crazy.
Good. What a deterrent to not use a charge character. It just hurts your fingers. That's fantastic. But yes, I did mention the World War program before, but I'll get to my question now. So, Joe, you did qualify for the finals through the World War program. Ramsey, you got to your regional finals, and I think you came fourth. Was it fourth in your regional finals?
I think it was fourth. Yeah.
You got pretty far. Now, obviously, Street Fighter 6 coming out. I don't think there's any news on the outside of the games just coming out. If there was a CPT to return for Street Fighter 6 in its first year, do you think the World Warrior program should return with it? Joe, let me get your answer on that first.
Yes, but I'm very biased on this one since I won my World Warrior and got in a way that maybe I wouldn't have.
No, this is good because I've had people that say it should come back. I've had people that disagree with the system. Even if it's your personal bias and you're a player that's qualified, I still want to hear the answer. So you agree? Nothing any specific? Yes. You just want to say, yeah, it should come back in full force? Same way it's done before?
Exact same way. Do it the exact same way.
And the same
It's perfect system. Yeah, same region, same everything.
The same results?
Same results.
Same characters?
I think you've just given me the Jim Carrey yes man like answer. You just said yes, just bring it back in the exact same fashion. We're good. Okay. Ramsey, what about you? Did you find the World Warrior system to be pretty entertaining or pretty fun to be a part of? Because you did a lot of competing in there.
Yeah. I think, yeah. So the highlight of the World Warrior obviously is like getting to view players that maybe don't get to travel as much, getting regions their chance to shine, and the players from those regions to shine to show what they're capable of, because like some people may not have that ability to travel as much as other people. But I'm on the fence about it. I would argue that maybe don't make it a part of Capcom Cup. Maybe make it its own separate thing. Maybe because me as a player, just personally, while I do take the game competitively, I do take it from a competitive aspect. I play it a lot and everything. I still kind of miss that fan aspect where I just get to watch other people who I feel like I'm just not on their level, because some people they dedicate their lives to this. That this is their livelihood. They play this in and out. It's their career, and I want to see those guys compete. I want to see that level of play beyond me, and just enjoy the game from a fan perspective. I get to enjoy other tournaments, other fighting games from that perspective, because I don't play competitively, and I can just enjoy watching those guys play. And I kind of missed that part about Street Fighter. So while I do think the online the World Warrior program, it's a great idea. It gives everybody a chance to play. Big prizes and stuff like that. I miss the fan part where I can just be like, well, let's just go watch. Let's have a CPT watch party and let's just watch this happen.
Can I agree with you there. I think I hate doing this. My only counter argument to that is it's called Street Fighter League. Or do you want the old CPT to come back? That's what it kind of sounds like.
So if we're gonna do Street Fighter League, then let's make it so that people can compete to enter Street Fighter League. That would be my argument for it then.
Okay, no, you're not wrong in that regard.
Yeah,
maybe that's something they can consider in the future or something. But let me
yeah.
understand it so we're on the same page here. So you'd want, if the World Warriors to come back, you want the World Warrior to be a separate thing and maybe have like the World Warrior finals or something like that. You'd have the old CPT or in some capacity where you can watch 32 of the finest players in the world, and then you have your Street Fighter League separate to that. Is that
Right.
what is that what we're saying here, Ramsey?
Yeah, so essentially, kind of like you have the World Warrior where they can compete for that, or maybe have some sort of draft from the winners of the World Warrior, so that you can draft up a team or something like that. But
Okay, I'm with you. Okay,
Yeah, you see what? Yeah.
Okay, Reggie, please.
Can I just ask, but if there was a World Warrior and a Capcom Pro Tour, wouldn't just the professional players just also enter the World Warrior, and there would just be World Warrior professional players from World Warrior and in the Pro
the
Tour?
counter argument to that, I think what he's saying, I could be wrong. Ramsey, correct me if I am wrong in saying this. Is it's not everyone he wants to see is in the cup or in the final.
Correct.
The World
that's fine.
World Warrior, the good part of the World Warrior, and this will always be a good part, like you said, it shines, but what he, again, it might be nostalgic reasons, it might be something else. What he wanted to see, 32 of the finest players where they went around, gallivanted the world and do whatever, he can't see all 32 that he wants. So it CPT watch party, but all your favourites aren't there. If you could find a way to separate them, don't have to. It's just an idea. It's a player idea.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's not like a set in stone thing. You can poke around with it, but yeah, you're pretty much on the money. I would like to see some of the greatest players in the world who maybe just couldn't qualify from their World Warrior because only one or two people get to go in, compete through the other aspect way. Yeah.
I think you've articulated the most interesting way, Ramsey. You're not the only person to say that. I think you've articulated it in an interesting way. Because look, Veggie, I've been saying it. Joe, I'm going to say it again. I don't think Daigo's going to. He's doing it. Joe, I'm
I want him to do it.
But this is Ramsey's point. If he goes, you know what, guys, watch party on the Discord. Let's go watch Daigo, and then someone goes, Ramsey, I hate to break it to you, he ain't there.
Yeah, because think about it. Look at LCQ, the amount of players, plenty of, it's over 200 plus players. Their fan favorites are in there. Favorites are in there, and they're just not going to be able. They're just not going to be able to make it this year.
But you're going to be able to watch them duke it out. So you got
LCQ has a
favorite players, right?
Does LK's?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It is. I love this argument. I like Ramsey brought this up in a certain way because there's pros and cons to it. There are pros and cons to it. I know Joe don't care because he's like, I'm in the car. I don't know what these guys are talking about.
You can talk all you want.
But no, I always like asking this question because, again, this show's about the voice for you guys, and everyone's brought up a very interesting point regarding this, and obviously it evolves into another conversation, and then people can bounce off ideas. Who knows? Maybe some of the higher ups are listening and go, oh, you know what? Maybe we can nick something from Ramsey's suggestion. Because at the end of the day, what you want is, okay, I still want to compete in Street Fighter, but still watch the guys I look up to. That's it. So, no, that's very interesting to hear as well. Now, I've got another question for you guys as well, because you're running out of time. Ramsey, you played a plethora of characters in 5. If SF5, like hypothetically, if it was to survive for another year, is there any other character you would have wanted to really sink your teeth into that you haven't tried at all?
Haven't tried at all?
Yeah. Anybody?
Birdie. I would have tried Birdie. Because like I'm a grappler, like I keep saying, I'm a grappler player at heart, and I think Birdie is the best grappler in the game that handles the game the way that the meta is currently. The V triggers, the confirms that he has, the way he can establish his dominance on the offensive side while also still being that wall that he can be. That most grapplers are, right? So if I had to pick, I would learn Birdie and learn how to hold the button down to get bullhorn and all that.
Wow.
I would agree with talking about the classical grapplers, like we said, like Alex, Zangief, Birdie, Abigail. If we add like G and stuff in there, I would no longer like put him as the best grappler. But if we like the classical grappler design, I would agree that Birdie is the only all-rounded.
What are you on about? Yeah. Luke and Cammy are the best grapplers. What are you on about?
That's not me.
And Jury's a pretty good grappler as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jury, yeah, Bison too. Yeah.
They've been throwing around guys long. Look, they land more throws this year than Zangief done one command grab. It's like, come on.
It's like Birdie in Street Fighter 5 is like playing Zangief in Street Fighter 4. Just you have more tools to deal with zoning.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, you might have to pitch that to when they interview at the finals.
I might have to pick Birdie myself.
Yeah, there you go.
It's really fun.
But
probably the most fun character I've played in this game.
Joe, what about you? If you had more time, with SF5. I know you're playing Luke now. You kind of threw Akuma in the bin, which I don't agree with, but that's just me. If you had more time to learn, or you had more time with Street Fighter 5, is there any character that really tickled your fancy that you really wanted to try out, but just don't have the time to?
Yeah, I already talked about him. Guile. I think Guile's super cool.
I mean, you could learn Guile in about 2 weeks, can't you?
Yeah.
For a boom, anti-air the flash.
Wow. Well, he's kind of hard.
Maybe, look, maybe I'll tell you what you can do. If you watch one replay of Daigo walking up throw on wake up, I think you've learned enough.
Okay, you guys haven't had to deal with East Coast ranked. Playing Guile on East Coast ranked.
Hold on, no. Do you know what region we reside in, Joe?
Yeah.
Well, then you should understand. Playing Guile is like being on a 5-star wanted rating. People just want you. They're after you like crazy. It's hard.
No,
My man said you don't know East Coast rank. Do you know where? Joe, I can't believe you said that to us.
Yeah.
Just go and watch Vegas streams. I think you'll know enough. I cannot believe he said that to us.
Nah, that was.
Anyway, right. Have you guys got any more questions you want to ask before I hit with my final question?
You can hit the final question.
All right.
Shoot.
Great, yeah, gentlemen. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you both. My final question is, obviously, with Street Fighter 6 coming out, there are going to be commentators from the community in the game now. So you got Vicious, Steve, James, Chen. You got the lot. If there was a commentator's DLC pack, right, and you could pick 2 commentators to be part of that DLC pack. Let me ask Ramsey first. Who would you want? 2 of your favorite commentators in Street Fighter 6 to commentate over your matches and tell you why Zangief should be great in that game. Tell me 2 commentators.
I think Yipes and what's his partner in crime, Piley?
Oh, Piley-chan?
Yeah, I think those 2. Their commentary is so great. I enjoy listening to those 2 commentate when they're bickering back and forth. So I would definitely add them as a DLC pack.
Nice. We got to call it the chemistry DLC or something, and then you just get all the partnerships to roll back in. That'd be fantastic. Joe, what about you? I feel you're just gonna tell me if Daigo could be a commentator. You want Daigo in the game, but if you could put 2 commentators in Street Fighter 6 as a DLC pack, who would you want to put in the game? Have we lost Joe? Has he gone to practice? Or is his pad died?
Yeah.
Have we lost Joe? I think we lost Joe. Damn. Was the question too hard? Did I get into him with the Daigo stuff? I feel I got into him with the Daigo
He's
stuff.
nervous, you know.
Maybe. Maybe practice. I don't know. Okay, if we can't get Joe back in about 30 seconds, then we'll just cut it there. That means Joe can't plug himself. I don't know where Joe's disappeared to. If Joe can't plug himself, what's the whole point of this? I want Joe on the show to talk about it. Sounds like he's still there. Joe, are we there?
There I am. All right, I'm back. I don't know what happened there.
5,000 ping for a second.
Oh,
welcome back.
Okay, Joe, did you hear my question? Do you want me to repeat it?
Is it the commentator question?
Yes, it is. I said I feel you just want to put Daigo in the game to commentate of your matches, but if you wanted to put 2 commentators in as DLC, who would you pick? Personal.
I think St. Cola's sick. I really like St. Cola. I don't know if he might already be in it. I don't even know.
I don't know. St. Cola ain't telling anybody anything.
Are we is it just commentators we know, or like do we have like celebrities? I want to have celebrities.
I mean, do you know what? If it makes you feel any better, someone we had on the show before, he said he'd want a character from Portal, one of the voices from Portal, to be a commentator. That'd be cool. So if you want to put a celebrity in there,
there was Ryu's voice actor as well. Was wished for before.
I kind of fear what celebrity you want to put in there, but go on.
That would be sick.
Go on, Joe. Talk to me.
It's pretty obvious.
Please.
I mean, Joe, pretend I'm an alien from planet Pluto.
Please say.
We need a Joe Rogan DLC pack for Street Fighter 6. He does commentary for MMA. He does commentary.
That would be so sick.
So does Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith might be in the game actually. That would be not bad. Shout. I mean,
But Jammers, is Pluto a planet?
Do you really want to get into this now?
Yeah, because you said alien from the planet of Pluto. I was like, that's not a planet.
Hello?
Well, anyway, I can still hear you, Joe. Don't worry. Veggie's trying to extend this talk for another 3 hours. So he really wants to get into that. Don't worry about that. But yes, I mean, all right, Joe, I'll give you the greatest deal. So first of all, you got to get a T-shirt that says "I love Ryu" with Luke's face on it. Then, okay, if I'll give you the biggest bet, Joe. If Daigo does not make the cup finals, you have to change your name to Joe Umethunder. Damn, he went silent on me again. He killed the suspense.
Deal he couldn't refuse.
He killed the suspense. This is ridiculous. He's making me look embarrassing. I think you should change your name to Umethunder if Daigo doesn't make the cup. And then
I think you should change your name to Joe Uma Left.
Okay, let's not do that.
There we go. Once again.
Are you back with us, Joe?
Yep.
Okay, right. Now, Joe, if you win the cup and you get all that prize money, I think you should pay Joe Rogan personally to be in the game. I think that's the deal. If you want him to be as a DLC pack, I think you should pay him personally. Say, I'm a huge fan, and I want you to be a DLC pack, voice pack in Street Fighter 6. How does that sound? I think that sounds great.
I don't know if I want it that bad. But he might invite me on the podcast for winning, though.
Yeah, I was there.
I mean, listen, if you're optimal in every sense of Luke, I think your invitation will be there. Heck, you can go to him and say, look, I won CPT, put me on your podcast. I'll tell you what's up. And then he'll talk to you about...
And then you could do the challenges, the boxing challenges you want to. And then suddenly you're just like, you mate.
Yeah. Then you can remember us, Joe. You can remember us on this show. I think it all works out perfect. But, yes, gentlemen, I believe we are just about out of time there. So, Richard, if you can roll the fight card on to let the people know where the guys can follow these lovely gentlemen. There is Ramsey's Twitter and Twitch account, and there is Joe's Twitter account and Twitch account. He doesn't have a podcast, unfortunately. He's gonna build one when he wins CPT. He's gonna have the funds to do that himself. But, yes, gentlemen, this is where I give you the podium to basically plug anything you want. Say one last thing before you leave us. So, Ramsey, you first. Fire away.
Follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube at Sir Ramsey. Post videos there from time to time when I can. And yeah, if anybody ever wants to play, see the power of Gil, let me know. We can run some sets. And yeah, thanks for having me on the show. Yeah,
of course, for sure. And Joe Umerogan, please let the people know where they can follow you, and any shouts, any thank yous you want to give out.
Well, people can follow me on Twitter at Umerogan. Follow me on Twitch at Joe_Umerogan, and I'm on YouTube just as Joe Umerogan, just space. And I stream all the time. I make YouTube as much as I can. So if you look at my channel, I'll probably be streaming, I think. If it's like at a normal time.
Okay, fantastic stuff. Great to hear. And Joe, I'm going to hold you to that. I don't think Daigo's going to do it. I think he's going to make it far. I don't think he's going to do it.
Nah, he's doing it. He has to.
I'm going to hold you to that. You're another name I'm putting on this list of people who think Daigo's going to... That's it. I'm not Daigo. Hey, I love Daigo just as much as you are, but I'm realistic. That's me. Anyway, right, gentlemen, when you are ready, you can leave the Discord call because myself, Ovar, and Big have to close out the show, and I'll message you guys thanking you once again for joining us on this show.
For sure. Okay.
All right. Take it
Thank
easy,
you so
gentlemen.
much. Bye.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, that was really good talking to those guys. I like talking to them. I feel like these conversations, when they come out with these answers and their theories on the characters, it's just great to hear. And obviously, I get worried when someone thinks like Veggie, because it's like I feel like they're ganging up on us so far. And it's like, yes, Veggie was right a lot. No, you weren't. You never right. Yeah, man. Geef needs this. Geef needs that. Birdie this. Birdie
I kind of agree though. Like I would like to see Geef have some of this stuff.
Geef shine again. Maybe in Street Fighter 6. Do you know what? Maybe it was all a marketing ploy. It was. Maybe they made Geef significantly worse. Maybe on release, when we see Zanki's gameplay at some point, they'll just go, "This is it. We had to keep you in the dark for this long. Thank you for being." They'll send you a private letter begging to say thank you for being patient. Thank you. And then you just go ballistic.
I hope I get a letter too.
Maybe. They could. I don't know. But
wouldn't it be sick if Birdie came though? I kind of hope Birdie comes
to Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, that would be sick.
I mean, if he comes to Street Fighter 6, I hope Poison comes back. I'll just give you my wine glass meme. I'll be like, look.
But then I could just like drive impact your poison whip thing. And it's just like you just die.
You could, but I don't think. Listen, she functioned differently from 5 than she did to 4.
Very differently.
I wouldn't be surprised if, again, Zangief from 4 to 5, significantly different. 5 to 6, it could be significantly different as well.
Could be
like
anything.
I said, we have to applaud the developers for making each and every iteration of Street Fighter different from the previous ones. I wouldn't be surprised if returning characters have been completely revamped. If Poison comes back, she might get a fireball. Who knows?
Again.
You're still waiting to see if, well, the $1 million question is Keith going to have green hand back? That's it. I don't know. It's not a matter of if, it's when.
We don't know.
Come on, it's when. The clock's ticking.
That would be too sick.
Not for me, but you know what? It's crazy indeed. But no, Ovar, did you enjoy that set with...
I enjoyed it greatly, especially as a former now playing Alex here and there. I really enjoy Alex.
That was great.
It's
as
one
well.
of my favorite characters.
I like it. You should get a t-shirt.
I like watching Alex when he's fighting characters like that because it's like neutral based and it's really like interactions with buttons and stuff. I think that's really fun. It's not too much. It's Alex when he has to like go a bit ham. It's not too much.
It's not as enjoyable. I really like when Alex is played in this heavy footsie neutral based matchups.
Yeah.
Like it's really satisfying because he can thrive in that environment. He has the tools to thrive in that environment, in my opinion.
And I kind of feel like at some point Ramsey should come back on the show because I mean it was doing so much better with the other pick
when he's all warmed up.
Yeah, when it was warmed up with the Alex.
I mean,
I think that was like 5-4.
With the Alex and Luke.
Yeah,
look, his skill speaks for himself. Unfortunately, he didn't take the dub today, but there's a reason I wanted him on the show. I'm thoroughly impressed with, again, you heard it through his answers, how articulate he is, how he thinks about the game. He likes his thing. He thinks it's bad luck. How his roster of characters.
That streak.
It's like, again, how his mindset functions in a game like this and really understand the system. I actually can't wait to see how he understands the system in 6, to be honest with you. If that's how he's looking at 5 and he finds characters and gets a stroke of good luck in 6, it could all turn around. But maybe very interesting
with
point.
Another grappler.
Yeah, very interesting point with the Warrior program. Obviously, Joe's just a biased Daigo fan.
Can you hit
No, I love it.
Can you disagree?
That is the purest form. I like his storyline. I just love his storyline. How he became to one of the best players, if not the best player
that
in
was
Canada.
great.
That was fantastic to see. But yes, gentlemen, we can go on a lot, but it seems that my stream team are like, hey, do this real quick. So we're going to do that. Don't forget, Joe Umerogan is qualified for the CPT finals, and these are Capcom fighters are shouting out all the players and reminding you who is going to be in the final. As you can see, these are the latest ones they've done the updates for. Joe Umerogan, we have Vega Patch, we have Momochi, and we have Mono. Some of these guys in their SFL or Street Fighter leagues, others were not, but they're going to be seen at the finals, of course. You can follow Capcom fighters to find out more of these highlights and shoutouts for the players, of course. Don't forget as well, LCQ is among us. Again, there's still opportunity. There's still an opportunity to sign up if you are planning to go. Please, time's running out. And again, things can get a bit more expensive. Last chance qualifier is going to be a beast. Over 200 players are qualified here. Only one can make it to the finals. It's going to be happening on February 12th and 13th in Burbank, California. Hit that link and it'll take you to the Sark GG page to give you all the necessary information regarding the LCQ. Daigo's in it. So if you want to go there and get him to sign a book, maybe, that's an incentive to go. So that would be great as well. But
and I hope Daigo wins that LCQ just for the episodes after.
Do you know what? If he wins, I'm going to deactivate my Twitter account because.
All right.
But
we'll keep that in mind.
We got other things to run through as well, but let us not forget we did have a competition with these lovely MGX Pros for the mobile gaming controllers. So yeah, there were 2 winners announced. Obviously, the final score was 10-5, I believe. So if anyone guessed that or was close to guessing that, I believe we have determined the winner. Have we determined the 2 winners? We have indeed. So there are 2 winners. We have got one called Stefan at WalnutCon. And I hope I pronounced that right. WalnutCon? Yes, I have. That Walnut Convention? Is that what it is? I don't know what it is. But anyway, Stefan is the first winner. And the next one is Game Technical Apparel. Damn, that is a mouthful. At DJ E Rockstar. No, I think I pronounced that wrong. I am so sorry I pronounced that wrong. And everyone's laughing at me for pronouncing that wrong. I hope that you guys are laughing. I hope a bird dumps its stuff on your shoe when you go home. Anyway.
You know, a bird actually did that this summer. That was fun.
I wasn't asking about you. I actually want good fortunes for you. The people that laughed at me, I don't want good fortunes for them in the next 5 minutes or so. But anyway, that is the 2 winners there. So please keep an eye out from a message from the Capcom Fighters Twitter account, and they will give you the necessary details they need to be able to send you this. They're not for one person. They're for 2 people. So the 2 winners, they have been determined. You have won. Congratulations on your prizes. and hopefully you can make good use of them there. And yes, of course, like we said, can we get the SFL stuff back on the screen as well, just to remember? There is Street Fighter League EU. We're going to go to the playoff seasons. SFL US is happening this Friday as well, I believe, with a new week. I think they're in their playoff stage. I think I've got one more week of the regular season there. So yes, week 14. Yes, week 14. You can see it down there. Upcoming battles, the schedule, and there, of course, on the Capcom Fighters YouTube channel, there is all the necessary archives. Great matches, great personalities on there. It is fantastic to see. If you want to go and check out the website, you can do streetfighterleague.com. And you can see all the necessary information regarding that. And regards to Street Fighter League EU, if you want to go check out the website, it is streetfighterleagueeurope.com. You just have to add the Europe there, hit the .com, and you can find out all the archive stuff and the necessary information regarding that. But we're on every Monday, 7 p.m. UK time. Of course, we are heading into our playoff seasons. You will no longer see Team Reason or Team Wild Blast there. You can see all their matches or all the other matches that you might have missed on the Capcom Fighters YouTube channel, or you can hit back on, if you are a subscriber on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. You can go back there as well. So I believe I've just about covered everything. I feel I've missed one thing. No, I have missed one thing. I don't know if we did it. Richard, did we do it with the tickets? Did we do the tickets? We haven't done the tickets. Okay. I am going to talk about that next episode. I will keep that. It's not a surprise, but I will talk about that next episode. But yes, congratulations to our winners for these prizes. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed another episode of Sets. We should be back with you next week. But again, keep playing Street Fighter. Keep looking forward. One day closer is one day to the finals and Street Fighter 6. So until then, we'll see you soon. Take care. And don't buff Zangief. Thank you.
Hadouken!